What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to Planet Xbox Podcast, episode 73. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth. We got the full panel in here tonight. Shout out to Ole Man Logan. I said Logan. Logan.
Yeah.
Bro, hold on.
What
Is
the
that
hell was
is that a half controller?
Logan? That's what I got.
Is that a half controller?
Where
Is that what?
Oh.
On your shirt, or is there like a scarf?
Oh,
No, the lighting's probably not the best, but there. Hold on, let me get my. It's got the other side. I don't know. You still can't see it. It's
Okay. There we go.
It's a whole controller. It's just at the half side. It's just like a green outline.
Good.
God.
All right. Oh man, yeah. But what's up, Old Man Logan?
Oh, dude, not much. I'm glad to be back here. Glad to be hanging out with my homies. And ready to talk some games. There's a ton. I think there's a ton of stuff that has happened that is definitely worthwhile talking about, especially all the things have been the dumb stuff that I've been seeing going on about accusations and stuff being thrown around. But we'll get into that.
What you been playing?
Yeah.
So I've been I'm still working through Assassin's Creed because that game is a ridiculously long game. And I booted up Hades because that came out this week, and I'm on the third section. So I beat the Meg, the Viper, and then I've just been getting creamed on the third level. So I've been playing Hades. And then on the PlayStation side, I played that what is it? Because I don't think anybody really talked about it. Tribes of Midgard. I played that a little bit.
Yep.
So that's up here, and it's actually a pretty fun game to play online. I think it's like $30, and it's all like basically like a co-op top-down like tower defense game. So definitely kind of fun to play online. And then just randomly, I was bored and I wanted to play through a random first-person shooter. So in order to, with all the talk about Vanguard coming out, I played through Call of Duty World War II again.
Okay.
And
Yep.
and so I actually played through that this week too. So it's been a pretty full week.
Okay. And Dopest J, what's up?
Yo, what's good, guys? You guys can check me out on my YouTube channel, Dope as Shade. Check out my Halo video. But I just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake yesterday. Amazing game, great game. And I also beat Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered on veteran difficulty the other day as well. So yeah, I'm just evaluating what my next game is gonna be to beat. I think I'm gonna do Gears 5, just like finish that, because I'm like on and off with that game, but I'm just gonna like hop in there, beat it, hop on the DLC and just finish that game. And then probably hop on Tokyo Xanadu on PS5 after I'm finished with those games. So yeah. Nick, we ain't see you in a minute, bro. What you been up to, man?
All right, my bad. And Koi.
Yo, how's everybody doing? Like, it feels good to be in here to hear all of you guys' voices, to see your faces, and just to be back to talk about gaming again. It's been a minute. Been dealing with some things, been working hard, so just been crashing and haven't just really been having time to game much or anything. But the last few days, I did play Hades. I'm loving that. Amazing game. I've got to sink a lot of hours. I think I'm towards the end of The Ascent. The Ascent is definitely one of my favorite games. Like, I get stuck in it. Like, all the encounters, I hardly use the fast travel system. Like, so I'm just constantly walking up floors, down floors, and having a fun time with that. At the moment, I'm playing the Tales of Arise demo, loving it. It's definitely getting bought, but it's good to be back. And thank you, Smooth, for having me, and the rest of the panel. Love you guys.
Okay, thank you. Chris Righteous.
Yo, what's up, man? Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What's going on? What's up? Welcome back to Planet Xbox. And yeah, man, I've been playing a few games. I'm still playing through the Transistor. Finally beat Skyward Sword. I'm playing through this indie action RPG game called Crosscode.
Mm-hmm.
And that game is actually really good. Like, I'm actually extremely surprised and how great the game is. It's almost kind of like a isometric near automata almost kind of type of game, but it's definitely good, man. It's like $20 for anybody who wants to check that out. And then the Tales of Arise demo, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about that, and because I have a lot to say about that shit. That's just amazing so far. But yeah, man, let's talk about all this stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of topics this week. Some topics I feel like is dumb, honestly.
All right.
I feel like
Crosscode's on Game Pass, right?
I don't. I think it was at one point. I don't know. It might be. If it's on Game Pass, check it out.
What game?
Crosscode. I thought I saw it on Game Pass.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Okay.
It was on there.
All right, and NickBanks, man, freaking the rarity, NickBanks.
Yeah, what's up, man? You know, I gotta get adjusted, man. You know how work be sometimes with some people. But I'm back in here though, man. Look, the games I've been playing, been Splitgate, no. I'm just at the end of that.
No,
and I've been playing Curse of the Dead Gods. You know what I mean? One of the that's one of those. It's in Game Pass now, but I had it already. But it's like it's a roguelike game, but it's like Hades mixed with a little bit of Dead Cells.
Okay.
Whereas though you take on curses sometimes when you get great abilities. Like I mean, I play Hades now that it's out on Game Pass, but I mean, this is a little bit more difficult. But yeah, so that's what I was playing.
Hold on, Hades is a little bit more difficult, or the Curse of the Gods?
No, it's more. Yeah, Curse of the Gods is.
Oh yeah, I figured. Okay.
Yeah,
I beat Raji too. I beat Raji too. Raji was actually good. Like I didn't know there was that much combat in that game. Like
that's good. That's a good game.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Optimus Cole with the $25 super chat. He says, "Let's have a good show. Hey, dope boy, that Halo vid was lit."
Thank you, man. I tried really hard. Well, not really hard, but I tried my best to have a good Halo video. Mm-hmm. And yeah, thank you for that.
Awesome, man. All right, so what is? I mean, this is Planet Xbox. We need to know. We're in the middle of the month. We know we got some Game Pass drops. What's the Game Pass drops coming next week? You anybody have that list up?
Yeah, I got that list up right now.
12 minutes tomorrow, baby.
Yeah, you got 12 minutes tomorrow.
12 tomorrow.
Console,
PC, this week's not even over.
Oh, yeah, this week's not over. You got 12 minutes. You got Psychonauts 2, Cloud Console and PC, Myst Cloud Console PC, Humankind on PC. Then you also have Train Sim World 2, and Recompile. The logo was a bit weird there, but yeah, Recompile's on there as well. And then everything else is just coming to cloud, like Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Need for Speed Heat. So those are the new Game Pass announcements for the rest of this month until some surprise drop happen.
Absolutely, and we got a couple things taking place next week. And this week we got QuakeCon. I think is a couple days. And then Gamescom next week. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some more surprises and drops and
releases.
What I've been playing, honestly, dude, I've been in super casual mode. I'm on vacation. I'm preparing to get another Wisdom Tooth pulled, so I might be out of commission again.
Yeah.
But I've been playing, honestly. I went back to Watch Dogs Legion. I want to beat this stupid Bloodline expansion, and I learned again after the game crashed on me. The save file thing is still messed up. Like I played for hours.
It's still messed up.
The game crashed on me in the middle of a mission, and I went back to the game, and I went back like several missions. I was like, I don't know, man. It's only that never happened to me in the base game, the campaign, but this Bloodline expansion. What I'm gonna do is after the podcast, I'm gonna.
You beat the base game though, right?
Yeah, I've been beat the base game. Yeah.
Okay.
The Bloodline expansion though is what I really wanted to play because they brought back Aiden Pierce.
Oh yeah.
So I'm playing it, and like I said, I think it's good. It's just I can't get over the whole save, so I'm gonna have to like kind of all night it, and I'm probably gonna do it after the show. I was playing today before the podcast, and I will play after. What the hell did I just drop? Okay, wired controller.
Gun.
No, it's controller. So and then prior to that, I tried obviously Tales of Arise, which we're gonna talk about. What else did I dab into? Madden 22. I've been playing Madden NFL 22.
Oh yeah.
Which it came out officially today or tomorrow. It comes out. I know if you're on Game Pass, you got access to the full blown game for like the last 3 days.
It had to have been today. Today
Damn, that's
Tuesday,
crazy.
right?
Yes. Oh yeah, today. So
No,
yeah,
today
it's today.
Wednesday. Oh shit.
So
Man.
yeah, but I guess we had access to it until 11:59 today or yesterday. It gives us access. I gotta check, but like it wasn't tacking hours away from my EA trial. It was literally if you're in Game Pass, you had access to the game until release date. And then when the release date, they take away your access, and then obviously they want you to buy the game. But no, I took advantage of the the Game Pass access. Now I'm taking advantage of the 10-hour trial, and once that's up, I'm probably, it depends. I mean, I don't know if I'll buy the game or wait until it drops in the Game Pass in February. It really all depends. So
I got a question about it. You played it, right?
Mhm.
So what's up with them? What's up with the interceptions, man? Like the like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah. I would say
I ain't played yet.
I'm not gonna say it's. I don't think it's abusive as it was in the last game.
Oh man.
But the thing is like I did throw a few bad passes and I did pick off a few people. But I'm so used to the last game, like I naturally just played this one. But the thing about this one, visually, it is a visual upgrade because all the players look really realistic. Tom Brady finally looks like Tom Brady, but that was because all the years he was as a Patriot, they didn't allow his face in the game.
They violated him.
Yeah, but now everybody looks great. Like the cutscenes, and they have their, they're respecting next generation with a performance mode and image quality mode. The performance mode is running at 120 frames per second. Image
Nice.
quality mode is looking clean as ever.
Did it help the game?
Does 120? Honestly, I don't know, bro.
Smooth. You gotta stream that game, bro. That would be hilarious.
What, Madden?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be playing Zaire for some money, so we shall
Yo,
see how
stream that.
Oh man.
We should see how it goes.
Yo, because I remember that one clip you got when you caught the intro on the one dude that was near the red zone
Oh yeah.
to win the game.
Yeah,
Yo,
no, I
that
do
dude
really.
was sick. He quit the game.
I do want to get into trying to stream, but it's like the thing is like I don't know what it is that stops me. I'm completely set up to do so, and I recorded some gameplay just in case we weren't going to be on like video for different games and whatnot. But and still trying to play the Ascent. I beat the Ascent obviously, but I want to 100% it, and I can't because my side mission is still broken. There's like a couple missions in Scrapland, some side missions in Scrapland that I have to get through, and I can't get there because my access there or my save is broken. It's weird. I can't get there, and then all the alternative ways to get there aren't available to me. So I literally have to play with somebody in co-op or near save and try to get it done that way.
So hold on. Does something happen to Scraplands that it restricts you? That it restricts you after beating the game?
I don't know. It was like the crazy thing is, right? Because I tried that mission, I think prior to me beating the game. Like I tried and I couldn't get there. I was like, all right, well maybe I got more to play before the elevator becomes available. And I get through the game, I'm doing all this other shit, and I beat the game, and then I was like, all right, I got Old Man with me. Let's go to Scrapland. And I showed him, like, bro, I can't get that. I'm like, what's going on?
I can't.
And did I go to his save file?
Okay, smooth.
Yeah.
There's a side mission that you do with a guy for sex bots, and he needs replacement parts, and that's how you get down there. Did you do that?
I don't know. I don't know if I
So
did.
like that's how I got down there, cause he tells you to go to a dude for replacement parts, and then he unlocks an elevator that takes you down there. So like that's the mission.
So where is that side of mission then?
It's there's so many locations in
Yeah,
that.
because if I find the location of where that
Yeah,
side mission
talk
is,
about
I'll
it,
do that.
dope boy.
And then I can go back and do the Scraplands.
You
Because
said
if you
what?
tell me, because if that side mission available in the first area or is it available somewhere else? Like
No, somewhere else.
yeah, so then I gotta find out I gotta find where that side mission is. Like, so I have to, like, the thing is, I've been traveling through the game to see if, you know how the side mission icons come up
Yeah.
for you to act. Nothing's coming up for me to talk to anybody. So I'm like, yo, like, because I'm pretty sure I got a couple side missions to do. I did everything in the casino area. I did like, so I don't know. I gotta play with somebody.
Yeah, so this should be a glitch because I've ran into things where like I was playing the
that's
game
what I
at one
thought.
point and it was like a mission wasn't showing up or something wasn't, or like it wasn't registering. And then after I turn the game off for a day, come back, then the mission is there and I'm able to complete it. So it's just like I don't know what's up with the game. It has its off days and its on days. Like I don't know what's up with it. So
Yeah, that's what happened to me and Dope Boy though. Like when I was playing with you and Smooth and Old Man, well, I wasn't playing with y'all, but we was in the party, and I'm like, yo, I can't go nowhere. Like it was a glitch, like you said. Like maybe it was.
But
yeah,
I-
that's
I ended
what
up-
the one thing I will say this about the Ascent, like the game has obviously has a lot of like upside, and I wish they stick with it. They do because the game is set up to have like a sequel. And I feel like they got a good foundation if they could follow this up with obviously those improvements. They'd have like a sure shot hit. And like I said, I like the game. I just hate the headaches of the game. And so
A bigger team would definitely help out with those
Yeah.
refinements and making sure that the experience is much more streamlined so you don't run into those headaches at all.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I love the game too, so it is one of my like. It's not my game of the year, but it is like really good. Where I'm like, I don't know, like I feel like twin stick shooters are like my thing. Like I enjoy them a lot. Like I enjoy just kind of like because I got another game called like. What's the game called? Like Bullet Witch Gun, like that. But it's like this.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, in that game, and I played the demo and I loved it, so I bought the game. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna play this jam. So I don't know, like those games are just really fun, very fast, and I enjoy them. So
Okay. But speaking of game of the year, and we'll just dive into these topics. What is everybody's game of the year so far? This is probably the hardest question. A question I can't really answer, but I'm just curious.
Hey, start with Chris. What's your game of the year, man?
It ain't over yet, yo.
So far, that's what I said. So far, I think everybody.
Yeah, it ain't no.
I think
Damn,
whatever
so,
anybody's game of the year is now is going to be different by the time the end of December comes.
I'm
I'm solid on Ratchet and Clank. For me,
Ratchet and Clank's your game of the year so far.
it was for this year. That's the most
Hey, let 'em
enjoyable
I need to hurry
experience
up and
I've
beat
had.
this damn game so I can kind of.
You ain't beat the game?
I stopped
Yeah,
playing.
It's 5
No,
hours.
he's not the only one that felt that way.
Yeah, I
bro.
just stopped playing. It's not that. It's not. I didn't even
Yeah,
stop playing because I didn't like it. I
Nah,
just
man.
literally stopped. You know what's crazy?
Nah, you don't
My
like it,
PlayStation is not even like fully hooked up.
No,
right now.
no. You was
Yo.
capping, and y'all argued me down that this wasn't a mid game, bro. Like,
Exactly.
I
It's not mid though.
Yo, I stopped playing the two. No, I'm not saying it like Insomniac is mid. I'm saying Ratchet and Clank is an okay game. Y'all said it was great. Smooth can't even finish it. He finished all the game.
I finished the game.
I can finish
Nah,
the game.
fam.
I know I can
Nope.
finish Ratchet
Nope.
and Clank. It's not that I can't. I will finish. I'm just literally saying, all right,
Hey,
what do I want to
man.
finish? Do I want to finish it now? Do I want to finish it?
Y'all
like-
jumped on me about Ratchet and Clank. I told you, man.
But here's
All
the
that
thing:
games-
if I finish Ratchet and Clank now, I'm not playing my PlayStation for the rest of the year.
All right. I mean,
Yeah, but you still got
You
Kena
remember
coming
though,
out,
right?
so what's up with that?
If it doesn't get delayed again, that game's been delayed 3 times.
You're right. You're right with that one.
So yours Ratchet. Oh man, what's your game of the year so far? I'm not holding you to this in
I
December.
can't even.
Yeah, I mean, it's still August. There's still tons of stuff to come out. I would probably, for me, and like I said, this is solely for me. So I mean, obviously everybody's gonna be different. Dude, I loved Resident Evil 8. Like, I think that's probably my my top game so far this year.
Okay.
It's probably Resident Evil 8. Ratchet and Clank would be a close second for sure. But like I said, I mean, we still got 4 months, and a lot of stuff to come out, so that can change
Yeah.
just on a fly. I mean, that could literally next week when Psychonauts 2 comes out, how that game goes and stuff. I mean, that could literally change how I feel about Resident Evil 8. That could knock that out of its spot. But
Yep.
no, I love the hell out of Resident Evil 8. I played through it multiple times, so Resident Evil is just one of my favorite series. So
Cool.
repping for that.
All right, and what about you, Chris?
As of right now, I would have to say definitely Returnal.
Okay.
Because it was I know Smooth didn't like the game, but I legitimately enjoyed the game. I mean, a lot of people did. It got great reviews and stuff like that. It was just different. I never played a game like that before. I thought the gameplay was addicting and everything like that. Roguelike or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have Hades. I haven't been able to play that yet, so I'm definitely I already bought it, but I haven't played it yet because I was just gonna wait till I beat the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima before I start Hades, because I know I'm gonna put a lot of time in Hades. But yeah, like so far, like Returnal, Ratchet and Clank is definitely up there as well. But honestly, like the rest of the games I'm looking forward to this year, like Deathloop, maybe I may get that out. I don't know, so I don't know how that's gonna be yet. But you still got games like Tales of Arise. I gotta get through the expansions of Final Fantasy 14 because the expansion is coming. I think it's December, and that's what people are like when people say, "Oh, there's nothing on play." Bro, it's like you get an expansion to one of the biggest MMO, or not even one of the biggest MMO expansion. Their last expansion were like 91s, 92s on Metacritic and shit like that. This shit sold out digitally and shit like that, so I'm hyped for that. But yeah, like
digitally.
Yeah, when it first came out, when they first started selling the pre-orders,
They sold a lot, but not sold out digitally.
No, look it up, bro. I'm not lying.
Wait,
That's
you can sell out digitally,
bro. I don't know how that happened.
How?
Maybe they didn't have enough codes printed out or anything like that. But they sold out.
I never heard of some shit like that.
Yeah, they sold out digitally. Like it's not like that no more. But I'm just saying when they first.
Yeah. Now when it first happened,
yeah, when they first going stuff like that. I mean, I really enjoyed Near Replicant as well too. I really enjoy that game.
I gotta start that, man. I have that game. I just haven't started yet.
I think Tales of Arise is definitely gonna be one of those ones that definitely hits it for me too.
Oh, it's gonna hit different, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Whenever we talk about that.
Man,
what's your game of the year so far?
Yo, I ain't played none of the Sony mid games, man. So, man,
Did you play anything this year?
I gotta pick
Are you playing game? What are you playing? What have you played?
See, all right. So the games I was playing was, all right. So
that came out this year, 2021 games.
I'm gonna have to go with one of my indie games that I enjoyed, man. And that's Curse of the Dead Gods, man. I've been having a lot of fun with that game, Gotta go with it. It's either that or Chivalry 2, and I can't pick a multiplayer game.
Chivalry.
Oh,
yeah, you ain't playing no games this year, man.
That's what I was like.
I don't have a PS5.
Look at NickBanks' taste, and then y'all want to take his opinions about shit that he's not even playing.
Hold up.
I'm a little worried about that. Chivalry 2, really. I mean,
yo, I couldn't beat
you, dude. Hey, it's your opinion, man.
The accent was broken. The accent was broken. It felt like a good game. The shit didn't work. It was garbage. Like, look, man, Outriders, garbage. Like, I'm on Xbox right now. Like, I don't have a PS5. Hey.
Yeah, but there's still games coming out though. Like
I know, so I still got time. That's what I'm saying.
All right. We'll talk about this.
So
at
I'm
the end of
picking
the year
game that's better than the
when we
game
wrap it
y'all
up.
name. Y'all niggas naming Ratchet and Clank like that shit was better than fucking Hades or something
But Hades came out last year. Yeah, Hades was last year. We talking about this year.
Outriders was better than Ratchet and Clank. Like,
what?
Let's go. I would say that.
Not, bro.
Hold on. You can go on any metric.
Your trolling doesn't work. Like your trolling right now is
Hold on. Any metric you want to use.
You're wasting our time right now because you always bring this game up and you always talk about how trash it is and you haven't played the game.
Honestly,
so this continuous trolling that you always do is actually wasting time of the podcast when we could be talking about Tales of Arise with Phil Spencer's comments and all that other stuff.
Outriders is better than Ratchet and Clank. And
okay, cool. It's better than It's better than Ratchet and Clank.
You just called it is trash. You just called the game trash.
No, that's fine. It's better than Ratchet and Clank. Let's move on.
All right,
like, come on, like, he does this every podcast. He just brings up Ratchet and Clank out of nowhere and just he's talking about
I'm a rarity. So I'm using Smooth. He said I'm a rare. I'm not here. So what are you talking about? I always do it.
But the times that you do it, that you are here.
Yes, sir. I got you, Chris.
Speaking of,
move on.
Tales of Arise. The demo came out today?
Today.
Today. Okay.
For America, yeah, for North America.
I played a little bit of it. I had to restart my playthrough. I started. What's the chick with the freaking shield? I don't know. I picked her to start because I just assumed like it would be like, oh, dodge, swing. I'm thinking of like a Souls like game. I was like, okay, I can probably get with this and it.
No, it's like that with the guy.
Yeah. So what I did was I restarted my playthrough. It started with the guy, the first guy that wields the sword.
The sword.
And then I was like, all right, I had a much better time playing the game at that point because it was like, all right, I can play the game with this skill set or this play style or this gameplay loop, and I'll be all right. So far, I mean, it's like I'm not. I don't have a long history with the Tales series. I played 2 of them. And this would be the second one. I played Tales of Vesperia, which came out on the 360. That's the one I played. I played the 360 version. I know they just did a remaster like last year or 2 years ago of that same game.
Yeah. It was like 2 years ago.
And that's a turn-based RPG, right?
No,
it's not.
No,
it's
an action. It's action. Tales always been an action RPG. But it does have some weird elements of turn-based in there.
Yeah.
Kind of. When it comes to transitioning into combat. From like the outside and stuff like that. But no, it's not. So
all the Tales games share the same combat style.
Because they're different. And not all of them are the same.
Because I'm about to say, if that's the case, I would go back. I would buy the remastered then if that's the case. Because I just recall it being like something I wasn't used to, and I dropped
not
it.
All of them age well. Yeah, some of them are old.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you. Vesperia combat didn't age pretty well, even with the remaster.
Okay.
You know, because I played Vesperia on when it first came out on the 360. I was actually excited for that game. I remember. And I never played a Tales game before that, but I played it and I enjoyed it at the time. I played, I forgot which other one. I can't remember what it was, Exilia or something else. And then I played Berseria, which was the one that came out a couple years ago.
Did you play Zestiria on PlayStation? That one's on PS now.
That was the one. That was the one that I played. Zestiria.
Zestiria.
But coming from Berseria, because Berseria was the last game. I played Berseria last year for the first time, but I played it after I played East 8. Nier Automata, Final Fantasy VII Remake and stuff like that. So the combat in Berseria was like, it's a lot of in-depth, right? All the Tales combats are in-depth because you can string a whole bunch of different combos, but it was extremely stiff. It was very stiff. The dodge was stiff. Everything about, like, it stopped me from continuing the game, even though everything about the game was amazing. So going from there to Tales of Arise, the combat is way better. It is
it's a breath of fresh air.
Better. It's not like the Berseria combat because in this one you actually have basic attack now, so it's not the string combos that were in the other game. You have basic attacks now that you can string in. The combos. There's a lot of room because you can now call in the assist from your party members. You can now change your party members. Smooth. You didn't even have to restart the game. The game doesn't tell you in the demo. I don't know why. But you can change your party members in the game and take control of even in combat. The game doesn't really tell you that in the demo, but I figured it out. You got to hold L1 and then switch. You can switch between characters and you can combo within the characters. There's definitely variety with each character. Each character plays different. The only two that I've been playing, because the rest of the characters I'm just gonna wait till I get the full game on release. I've been playing the guy with the sword, Elfin, or Alfin, whatever his name is, and the chick, yeah, and the chick with the wedding dress on with the gun, the Shion and stuff like that. So they play extremely different. He's obviously he has a sword, so he's going to be more up close. But you know, he got his aerial combos or whatever. She plays from a distance. She has a gun. When you're with her on the ground, like when I first started playing, I didn't know like when you go into the area, the combo the arts. That's what it's called, the arts, your combo arts, which is like your X, square, and triangle. Or I mean, it's different on Xbox, right? But you know, they change in the air, so you can do different ones, right? So with her, she has one that heals, and then you know one she's just shooting, and her basic attacks are just shooting on the ground, and she just stays on the ground like that. But once you get her in the air, which you know has a jump button, her attacks changes. Now she gets AOEs, and she can stay in the air for as long as. So the game has definitely a lot of depth and variety. You know, it's RPG, so of course it has fishing, even though that's not available in the demo. You know, the environments are because it's finally on Unreal Engine 4. The last one was on Unreal Engine 3. The environments are way beautiful. It's the best the series has ever looked because there's vegetation now. It doesn't look as bland as the other one. It looks very good. It runs 60 FPS.
Like blocks of grass.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Yeah, and the characters, they seem pretty cool too. I mean, the English voice acting, it's fine. It's pretty good. I want to go back and try it in Japanese as well to see the differences. But yeah, I mean, I honestly recommend it, man. Like Xbox, PlayStation, whatever you have is coming on everything. It's definitely seeming like it's gonna be just the combat, man. Just the combat. If the story's amazing, then yeah, it's definitely like this probably gonna be my game of the year so far. But it's really what I love the combat. I love what they're doing. So
I actually agree with
Should
him.
look
Like,
different
I
than
actually
what
agree
they
with
showed
Chris.
it.
Like,
That should look different than what they showed it before. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was Terra or something, like one of them free-to-play games. But I'll wait and see.
Let me read the super chat before we get on to the next one. Don Utaku says for $2, he said Death's Door and It Takes Two, Gotti so far for him.
Okay, Death's Door, I haven't went back to it yet because I'm trying to get to the Ascent. So
I know I heard a lot about It Takes Two. Takes Two's probably gonna get nominated if this year doesn't improve.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing. Oh no, go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
That was it. That was no more super chats.
Yeah. That was the only super chat since then.
So I could definitely see some inspiration from Final Fantasy VII Remake because now the monsters, right? Not only do they have weak points now that you can specifically target, so like each monster, like there's different techniques or whatever. But there's a bar. I forgot what it was. I think it was called Blue Skate. I don't know what it was called, but there's a little bar in the middle of the enemy that if you fill that up, then they get into like a stagger state.
Oh,
Dope as J, you were playing.
Stagger.
Okay, you know
my God.
You know the stagger bar like in Remake. It's similar to like that in Tell, but it's like a blue little square. It's like a blue little square in the middle. But once you fill that up, like it breaks them, and then you can do like the maximum
amount of damage.
Yeah, you can do it. So it has that in depth into it. So I can't wait to see how many people. I can't wait to see that guy. What's his name? Sunni Legend, right? The guy on Twitter who does like the little combo gifts of different games and stuff like that. He's gonna go crazy in this game because the combo is way more free flowing this time around compared to other games. To the other Tales games. Each character is different.
Like I'll say this. Like if 7 Remake feels like this, because my bro he was talking about. He said that the Tales.
Yeah, we know Nick.
Games have just like I'm just saying.
Crazy.
If it feels like this, like
it feels different. I played a little bit this morning. 7 Remake gameplay wise feels different from Tales. Tales is definitely more free flowing. It's not as punishing as 7 Remake because 7 Remake.
Okay.
If you don't know what you're doing or if you're trying to be too much on the offensive, you can get punished really bad inside that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
This game it doesn't focus too much on defense.
But don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. 7 Remake don't feel they have similar things, right? But they don't. But the feeling of them is different. But 7
Way
remake,
different.
like it's still like amazing. Like it still feels amazing to play. Like the dodging and and guarding and all that stuff as
Yeah,
well.
because like that's what I'm saying. For Tails, it's just like when I booted it up, like I went to performance mode, obviously, because I wanted
Laughing
that
at Smooth.
60, and I felt that, like it was just like I just felt that, and so when I applied it to combat, like I was just like, damn, like this feels like really good. From the last Tails game I played, I forgot which one I played, but it was just like this feels like just way better, like visually. Like I was staring at the water for like a good minute. I was like, damn, this shit looks really good. Like you said, the foliage, trees, the monsters just being out in the open, like it's really great designs. All the characters look interesting, sound really cool. Like, so I'm interested in getting to know these characters. So I'm sitting here playing the demo, and it's like I'm actually playing like the game. The like I'm sitting out here like grinding shit out and everything. So it's a really good game. Like I'm loving it. So
Yeah, some
definitely.
people said they was like, "Oh, how come the game didn't come to Switch?" Yo, when you're in the combat situation,
Yeah.
it's not only just the environments look really really detailed compared to the previous games, but when you're in the situation in combat, not only do you have the enemies, but you got your whole squad fighting. What is it, like 6 characters in the game you can
Yeah.
play as? You got
Yeah,
all of
it's
them,
it's four on
all
the
of their
field, but
animations
yeah, it's only 4. It's only 4 available on the field.
on the
but
field.
you
Yeah,
can, but you can still call in your other squad mates that are not on the field for an
you can
assist
call them in.
into your combos. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the game has a lot of setups that you can do. It's gonna be ridiculous when you
It's
start
gonna be
unlocking new
very
moves.
crazy
Yeah.
once you start getting deep into that game. I
Y'all
can't
have a
wait to
game
start
like
playing
that on
more.
the Switch already?
Nah, that game is not coming to Switch because
No, I'm
the
saying
shit
they
that
don't
they're
have
doing.
a game like that that's already on the Switch.
No, they definitely do. Yeah.
No,
do.
they have
Oh,
some.
okay.
There's a,
Type
there's
I mean,
a,
The
there's, there's a
Witcher,
couple of
The Witcher
JRPGs.
3,
Demanding.
The Witcher 3 is
Yeah,
on the Switch.
this
There's a
game don't
couple of
look that
JRPGs
demanding.
No,
they
it's like
have
Ricky
on the
Bobby's
Switch.
combat
This
isn't
shit
like
look-
this either, though.
But I forgot the game that they there was somebody on Twitter that sent a game that looked similar to this, where they had a lot of enemy AI on the field, and the frames are just bad. Like that shit dipped like
Yeah.
beneath.
Oh,
10.
you talking about like the Warriors game, right? Like the
Yeah,
Hyrule
yeah,
Warriors
yeah,
type of
yeah.
shit?
Well, not just Hyrule Wars. It was a different JRPG. It wasn't Hyrule Wars.
Oh, you
Xenoblade
talking about
Chronicles?
Xenoblade?
Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Xenoblade, yeah, Xenoblade, yeah.
Astral
Xenoblade
Chain
Chronicles
ran
2.
pretty actually decent. on the
But
Switch.
Xenoblade isn't.
No,
Xenoblade
it didn't.
Xenoblade is it's not an action RPG. Xenoblade is more turn. Well, it's not.
No, but it
It's
he's
not
just
turn-based.
going
You
more
walk
of like
around.
how it ran on the
That's
system.
worse.
I mean,
Yeah, it was dropping frames.
Xenoblade
Versus
2
I got
like
Astral Chain
trash.
right here. I gotta
Yeah,
I gotta
that-
get to this game, man. I haven't started this up yet. I got this as a
Astral
gift.
Chain's
Yeah,
good.
that's shit.
I
Yeah,
Oh,
would
that's
highly
Astral
recommend
did
Chain?
y'all check out the performance differences? I didn't realize until like after I restarted the demo because I didn't go all the way down. There's a performance
There's
mode
graphics.
and resolution mode.
Yeah, there's graphic. I never turned on the graphics mode because by default, I mean at least on the PS5, I don't know how it is on the Xbox, but by default it was already on already on performance mode.
Sure.
And the game looked great. Like visually, the game looked really good, and as running at 60. So and this is a demo, so I don't know how the final version is going to be with like the next gen upgrades exactly. I don't know how much more they're going to do with it other than just all I know is 4K 60. That's all they really said. So
4K,
So Chris,
baby.
what you playing on though, bro? You on the monitor, right?
Yeah, I'm on a
I'm on
monitor
TV.
that could do. Like, I mean, I wish this game was at 120, but I mean, but it's just like 60 frames. I chose the performance mode. There is a graphics mode that I didn't care for. I was like, because I know it's 1440p, like what 45 frames or something. I was like, I'm not about to do that.
Yeah, I think it's like some unlocked shit that
It unlocks the frame
I was
rate
like,
at like
I'm
the
not about to
highest
do that.
resolution. The thing is yeah, it's a toggle, and on both platforms, I think it's on the performance mode. It's on by default, and then when you switch, but what it does is it does reduce the resolution. I think the resolution is like it's higher than 1440p on the PS5 and the Series X. It's, I think I don't know what it is. It's not 4K, but it's higher than 1440p.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it. It looks fine to me.
16 something.
It is
It's
good,
16
yeah.
something.
But on
yeah, 16,
the
okay.
performance mode, on the resolution mode though, it does do like native 4K, but it unlocks the frame rate. And in this case, it does from at least because when I first started, I played on the regular performance mode, doesn't drop a frame. I had my frame rate counter on, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is all right, cool. This is pretty good for this date. So this game comes out next month.
Yeah.
So when I restarted my character, I forgot it's a demo. I got to start from the beginning. So I picked the dude with the sword, but before I did that, I went all the way down to the options, and changed the resolution mode, and it does. I mean, it does look a lot cleaner. There's a difference, but it's still targeting 60 frames per second. It doesn't lock to that. Is as the obviously the performance mode. Where performance mode, there's barely. I don't even think there's a drop. But here, it's like it's sticking close enough to it where you would think, okay, if they do like 1800p at 60, they might be fine. Like, because there's headroom in their performance mode to up the resolution. And then
but it's still a demo, so we don't know if they're gonna patch that with the final game or if they improve
what's the resolution for the performance mode? What's the resolution for that?
It's above 1440p. That's all I know.
It's above.
So what if they locked it to 1440p and gave us 120 hertz on Xbox?
That'd be fire.
The reason why I even tried it at the resolution mode because I got a VR monitor and it helps. So it was like, okay, this is like a good. This is not bad. It's not like it's like it's varying between like 35 and 60. It's literally in between. It's literally between like 52 to 60. And
I gotta download the demo on my Xbox.
The frame rate hasn't at least when I played. I gotta beat the demo, but at least when I played, when I was even in the action scenes during resolution mode, I wasn't dropping below. I wasn't dropping too far below like 55. In a performance,
it felt smooth.
But it felt smooth.
Though,
but it felt fine. Like it didn't.
Because I played on PlayStation and they don't have VR, so it's like, yeah.
So, but I'm just saying. So hopefully, what they do, they do like after they do the retail version, they give us maybe they eliminate the choice and just make they up the resolution and performance mode. That's pretty much all they really need to do. They don't need to do it because it looks fine. The art style really doesn't amuse me. It's like Scarlet Nexus and this. The art style really doesn't do anything, but it does give you like a cleaner look, and it runs close enough to 60 frames per second where a little bit more optimization, they can get us close to a 4K, either dynamic 4K 60 or 1800p 60. They should be all right, but there's definitely headroom in the performance mode to like do something more. So.
Yeah, I think it's really great, bro. Like, I mean, it doesn't even. I've seen folks on Twitter like who are just like Bandai don't even touch it. Like it really people are really enjoying it. Like it really looks good. So I mean, so they really haven't. I don't know. Like what I'm playing right now seems great. So I don't know. Shit, I think I just beat it. I finished it, the demo. So.
All right, so there's been a lot of talk. So let's touch on like a older subject with Phil Spencer in his interview that everybody jumped on because they couldn't get over themselves. Him not wanting to copy other publishers. Bye, please go, get up, go. Sorry guys, and close my door.
You say you don't want to make you don't want to make another version of Red and Blue or something like that. Pretty much like don't want to copy what Nintendo's Sony is doing.
He basically said he doesn't want to follow suit. Like people ask him, "Hey, what's your version of say, a Sony, Sony first party title, third person action adventure? Hey, what's your version of say Mario on Nintendo side?" He's not wanting to copy and paste and basically put, their spin on these genres. He wants to define Xbox and what they are and what they bring to the table, versus just being like, all right, here's a third-person action adventure game, and then the second that they do a third-person action adventure game, people are going to sit there and say, look at you guys copying what PlayStation does, what Sony does, and stuff like that. So they want to identify. Yeah, but they want to identify their own brand, so they're looking at Western RPGs, big first-person shooters like Halo and multiplayer and stuff like that. So they're just trying to develop their own brand versus copying and pasting someone else's brand.
Now,
which I think is completely fine. Like I mean, that's why I have a PlayStation. That's why I have a Switch. That's why I have an Xbox.
Yeah, I respect people having being different. Oh, this is what Xbox does. This is what PlayStation does. This is what Nintendo does. But Xbox does get a lot of flack for not having God of War and The Last of Us versions of their games. So,
I'm actually really glad this topic came up, because I don't know if we ever talked about it here on Planet Xbox. We probably did last year. I don't know. But something I've always, because this isn't the first time that this topic has come up, as far as like, does Xbox need to have the same exact games as PlayStation does, right? Their version of God of War and stuff like that. And to me, I've always said no. One is because, like what Smooth said, like we want diversity between all of the main manufacturers, right, in these companies. And two, it's extremely, and I think Phil and them knows this, right? It's extremely hard to go against these games like God of War and like Last of Us. Like that's a tough task for like a third-person game like that. Like Sony is the best in their craft when it comes to that. Nintendo is the best in their craft when it comes to the things that they do. What I've always said, what Microsoft needs to do is, they don't need to make the same genre or the same things that Sony is doing. What they need to do is whatever genres that they focusing on, right? Whether it be the Western RPGs, FPS, right? Is they need to make sure that those are the best in their class, right? So what I mean by that is, like, if Microsoft is going to be the home of Western RPGs, then you need to make Western RPGs that pushes the industries that are amazing and that are best in their class. Because when Sony does third-person action games, action adventure games, and stuff, and the things that they do, like God of War, Last of Us, whatever, Ghost of Tsushima, whatever, they're the best in their class. That's why they make impact on the industry whenever they come out. Spider-Man was the best in his class for a superhero game, right? It beat out all the other superhero games. God of War was the best in his class in action adventure. So, what Microsoft, this is what I want them to do. You're home of Western RPGs. Make a game either as good as The Witcher 3 or better than The Witcher 3. Make RPGs that Western RPGs that are as good as Mass Effect or better than Mass Effect. So whatever genre that they focus on, FPS, RPG, even strategy, right? Like, for example, they came out with Gears Tactics, but I never played Gears Tactics, and I'm sure it's a really good game, but that's not what people say that's the best in this class. When you have XCOM come out, make something that's better than XCOM if you're gonna do something in that genre. Just be the best in the genres that they bring. That's all I always said that Microsoft needs to do. Whatever they do, be the best. They can't have, because Halo, right? Halo is still good, but it hasn't, like, there've been other FPS that like have surpassed it and has made a bigger impact in the industry. There have been other Western RPGs that have surpassed what they have and have impacted the industry. Microsoft needs to do the same thing with their genres and stuff like that. Make a better Witcher 3. Make Halo better than fucking Battlefield and all those other games too. That's all. It's not easy to do, but I'm just saying, just be the best in the class in the genres that you bring.
Yeah, it ain't easy to be the best first person shooter. Trust me.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It's an oversaturated
Tell you that.
It's hard.
But they got Halo, Call of Duty, and Battlefield like all around like the same age.
No, Halo's older.
They're very close.
Halo's older.
They're close though. Call of Duty.
Yeah, they're not very far off. I know
Call of Duty's been around long.
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, I kind of guess it depends on what you're looking at, because when you look at Call of Duty, like, it stemmed from Medal of Honor. Like the people that made the
Yeah,
original.
but
Yeah,
when did
that's
the
true.
first, when did the
That's
first
true.
come out? 03? Like 02?
Yeah, it
Well,
was
the very
2000,
first Call of Duty
2003.
came out in like 03.
Yeah, and
And then
Halo
when does the
1
first
came out in
Battlefield come out?
2001.
Oh. It was even the first. Oh, it was 1942, right?
But no, Chris is right though. Like they do need to. But you know what though, Chris? I think Obsidian done earned their respect in the game to make a
2000.
RPG.
2002, yeah. Halo is the oldest franchise in 2001.
Alright, so in
Halo 1 came out.
Because I'm about to say, because people are saying Battlefield and Call of Duty is better now. I mean, I feel like Call of Duty did its thing in like, I think from 2007 onward, it was like, all right, this is where, because nobody, like the thing is, Call of Duty wasn't as popular after the original Modern Warfare with Call of Duty 4, and then Battlefield, like it's here and there. Like you either like they have their moments and they don't, but I still won't look at Call of Duty and Battlefield like in terms of popularity. Yeah, they probably, well, I won't say Battlefield. Call of Duty obviously is more popular than Halo, but I don't think any of them surpass Halo in terms of being a better game.
I'd say Battlefield too. As of today, yeah, absolutely, Battlefield is more popular than Halo. Absolutely. As of today, yes, I would say so. I mean, how not so? Like Battlefield is a huge franchise. I mean, we'll see how Halo Infinite does, but like do y'all agree, right? Like when Microsoft, they come out with these games in their genre, right? It don't have to be the same shit Sony's doing. It don't have to be the same shit Nintendo's doing. But whatever they come with, like, make sure that the industry pays attention to that game and that it levels up that genre. So
I have the direct quote right here. From
I
Phil
agree with you
Spencer as
1000%, Chris.
So the direct quote right here says, "Our strategy is not to be just like anyone else. I get the push sometimes where your vision for that game is. I've been in the industry for a long time. I have a ton of respect for creators on all platforms, and I know many of them. But it's good if we're going to do something different from what other platforms are doing. We're not in the business of just trying to create a green version of someone else's blue or red colored platform. That's not the example of creativity that I want to see in games in the industry." So that's pretty much what he said. He's like, hey, like what you guys
talking like
saying,
a programmer, dog. Like Phil used to be a programmer, dog, and that's what he sound like to me. Like he's trying to cater to the programmers. You know what I mean?
Like he just sounds like a gamer. Like it's just like to copy somebody's entire thing. Like you're just gonna bite off of them, and you know how very attentive, like a good portion of gamers are. Like they're gonna notice it and they're gonna pick it apart very heavily. They're gonna draw these heavy comparisons, and they're gonna be very anal, but especially with Xbox, because that's just what people are. And I mean, with the past few years, like people have just been very dissatisfied. So it's just like, why not do things like, I wouldn't even say like be the best, like just give people memorable experiences. Like when you think about like Little Nightmares or like fucking like a lot of these very indie-ish games like that have very impactful shit, and then they go up against these big AAA Game of the Year things, and a lot of people feel that like those games gave them a better experience. Like a lot of these things aren't based off of like how much cash you put into them, but it's the process, it's the effort. Like it's like all of that shit matters, and I think like Phil knows that. He's just like, look, like we're gonna do what we do. Like yeah, we'll have those third person over the shoulder action adventure, whatever the fuck, but at the end of the day, like we're also going to be throwing in a lot of diversity, like with them, like what, like with them having so many RPGs and all of this shit. Is just like, I mean, like that's great, but I mean, like some of those RPGs, like there's going to be similar RPGs coming to the PlayStation. There's going to be similar RPGs coming to Nintendo. So I'm not saying those that are exclusive to Xbox are. I'm just saying there's going to be similar ones going to other places. It's just like you just have to be memorable out of those experiences that you're offering. Like that's about it. Like it's not about being the best, because even the best, like a lot of people feel that Hades should have won Game of the Year that year, and it's just like because it was just a more enjoyable, memorable experience to them.
Well, in some places it did win Game of the Year. I mean, it won.
Yeah.
it did win Game of the Year. Just because it didn't win Game of the Year at the Game Awards doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I'm hip.
That's the one thing I didn't like when people were
Mad at
dogging
Aaron
on
Bieber.
Hades.
Yeah.
I remember like people popping out saying that it wasn't like a Game of the Year winner. When I mean it was. It just depends on where you're looking at.
Yeah, and
Blade wasn't a Game of the Year winner. Like it's really weird, but
no,
okay.
it was, but the thing is like, who cares? Like, if that was somebody's Game of the Year, who cares who cares if it won Game of the Year or what? Like, Final Fantasy Remake was my Game of the Year last year. I wasn't. I mean, sure, I would have loved it to win and it did win in some places. It has like 27 Gotti awards last year, but like it didn't stop me. Like I didn't really care that The Last of Us 2 won. I felt like The Last of Us 2 is one of those games that deserved it, but and Hades, I'm very excited. I'm still excited to play Hades. I'm very excited. I haven't played it yet, but it won a lot of Game of the Years too. Like people really fuck with it. It got its just due. It got its praises. I feel like so.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like, I mean, the way that these gamers are, like, they pick which platform has which serves their purpose, and it's just like, all right, so shit, if you were hoping for The Last of Us to win, then like you're gonna go to the Game Awards, like you get what I'm saying. But then there's like places like BAFTA and shit like that who may select Hades, and it's just like, all right, well, people are gonna go there to get the certification for their choice. So it's just like,
yeah, I really think it matters because then at the end of the day, people can just be like, well, then Last of Us 2 won overall, which they did. They won like the most Game of the Years out of any game in history last year, like over 300. So it's like who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's all I'm trying to say. It's like,
yeah, no, like I don't.
If you like Hades better than The Last of Us, if you like people saying Hades is better than Returnal, that's fine. Like you might like it, if you actually play Returnal. There's some people are saying it and they never play Returnal. They're just saying it because since they're roguelikes, of course they're gonna get compared. Even though I see them as two different games as far as their game style and gameplay, even though they have similar roguelike mechanics.
Shout out to Max City Entertainment. He says for $5. He said, "We stomping ponies out. Ponies on Twitter having Cosby room meetings about Game Pass while Hassan's ponies while he's pulling
Cosby
those
room
hundreds
meetings?
cap. Oh my
He
god,
right, man.
Fuck, dude.
He right, yo.
You coming
That's
through
crazy.
with the flames?
yeah.
Nah, man, yo, y'all need to. If anybody doesn't, them spaces is really
It's
jumping.
lit, man.
Shout out to Twitter
Crazy.
Spaces.
Yeah.
but,
I've been
like,
seeing a lot
I'm
of
not
spaces
hosting them until they
going
start monetizing them.
Right?
No, because the thing is that it's a cool
Oh,
thing, and
man.
people, I can see people moving their conversations over there from podcasting. But at the end of the day, for those who are actually doing podcasting and they use it for actually, you can record your spaces, do the spaces, and then upload to YouTube.
And then upload them. Yeah,
okay.
Optimus Cole's been doing that. Nah, but I feel like like people like to type all day on Twitter and stuff like that. It's like, hey, you want to go back and forth? Let's hop on the space and
That's a great point,
cool,
man.
it's
Because
cool.
sometimes I don't like typing and shit. I'm like, hop in the spaces. Let's talk about this. Let's have an open discussion, and then other people
But
can
are
come
they
in
gonna
and give
discuss
their
it, or are
input.
they gonna yell at you? Like, so which
Depends
one?
on- it depends on
Yeah.
what.
I've heard it's been
a
discussed.
lot of the spaces, majority of the spaces, everybody just having a regular conversation.
Yeah,
Majority of the spaces,
It's kind of crazy to find
Yeah.
spaces because I'll just I don't know if you guys seen it, but it'll pop up and it's not even people that you're following. I'll see Chris is in a space. And I'll just hop on and be like, what the hell is Chris in here for? And then I'm not even saying anything or participating. I'll hop in a little bit, hear it, and then I'll dip out. But it's just kind of crazy. That's a thing. It's that just more, more people can just see it, with people that you're following and stuff. So
Yeah, you just hop in there. You hop in there. You listen, or if you request and you get in the chat, you just say what you got to say, and you call it a day. That's it. I was in Optimus Code Spaces talking about Battlefield 2042.
Yeah, I heard that. I was there.
Yeah, he was like how he doesn't like the fact that the game is $70, and I was like, listen, they added more multiplayer content because no one was playing the campaign, so that more than makes up for it. But he had this thing. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of more multiplayer modes and stuff like that, apparently there's a rumor going around about Battlefield 2042 that they're supposed to add a game mode that's very similar to Escape from Tarkov.
Ooh.
Y'all ever play that game?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
targeted.
I never
Yeah.
played it. Like I've always been interested in playing it, but I was kind of hoping
Nah, I
like
never played
that they
it.
Yeah,
would
it's
bring it
kind of
to
a-
at one
Tarkov
point.
is amazing, but it's
Yeah,
hard.
it's not-
as fuck.
Yeah, it's hardcore. It's like between that and like Hunt the Showdown. It's like these games they're not necessarily they're battle royales. They're kind of like them, but it's different.
They're a lot more in depth and realistic.
Is it
Way
realistic?
more
and
survival.
I got a buddy at work
survival.
who plays Escape all the
Yeah,
time.
so apparently Battlefield 2042 may have a similar mode or their own version of like Escape from Tarkov. So that'll be interesting to
Hopefully
see.
they have that. I wouldn't mind trying that out, honestly.
Yeah, shit. I'll try that out. Like if they got that, I'll try that out.
Shout out to LDG Geeks Enjoy. He says, "Hey, all just found this channel. Thanks for finding
Hey.
it. Hopefully, you subscribe and hit the like
Well,
button."
welcome.
Man. All right. So yeah, there is a
But so Are we moving on to the next like big one?
yeah. Why you got something?
No. I was just
Well,
didn't know if that's where we were going.
Well, in terms of next big one would be
Hold on, but we didn't get your thoughts, Smooth,
on what?
on like
Phil Spencer.
like how do you feel about like copying like either copying PlayStation or Nintendo games, or what do you feel like they have to do themselves to stand out as far as like what they're doing with their own thing and not do what PlayStation does?
I don't think. Yeah, I feel like now the thing is, I am guilty of requesting games that for comparison's sake. Like for example,
Yeah. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong. And here's the thing. Like my bad. I don't mean to call you out, Smooth, but that there are people on Xbox, right? Like I seen Lord Cognito and a few other people who would like a high quality AAA third person action adventure game. They're saying just give me one. Microsoft. I just want one. I just want because So
it's
to be
coming.
fair,
It's called Hellblade 2.
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
like
see.
you know what I mean.
Hey,
I gave an ideas of what I wanted out of Arise
Fable.
2. I given ideas what I wanted from a Perfect Dark before they actually committed to a Perfect Dark game. But
Everwild.
with the stuff that I wanted from a Perfect Dark,
Oh yeah, Uncharted
would have been
Perfect
like
Dark,
some sort of Uncharted, Tomb Raider meets Splinter Cell sort of deal. What I kind of wanted from a Perfect Dark. We'll see what that happens, but I think they're going with a first person. But yeah, I mean, I think like I don't have an issue with what he said. I had an issue with how people made it seem. They was like, Phil Spencer doesn't want Gottis. Phil Spencer
Quality
doesn't
games,
want
yeah.
AAA games. I was like, where did he mention he doesn't want AAA games? They just announced over like 7 of them over the last year and a half. Like I didn't get that concept.
The standards for AAA games. So it's like whatever Sony does, they want every other fucking company to do. Like, and it's very annoying because nobody applies that same type of thought process to Nintendo. No, nobody's like, yeah, shit, Nintendo, they need to make that third person.
Well, that's because Nintendo has their own version.
They got Pokemon. They got
applying that to Xbox is just ignoring all the efforts that they are putting forward and that they have put forward. Like,
Yeah, the
Xbox
efforts are forward though.
Looks like anything that Sony has done. Like, they've never been the copying each other type of thing. Like, you don't see Sony doing what they're doing. Like you don't see.
I mean, they did Rise.
I mean, they did do PlayStation All Stars battle.
They did Rise. No, but they did Rise though. That was a playoff for God of War.
I gotta agree with
Rise
though.
was
Like I want the Fable to be good. I want the
absolutely
good.
Like it's
that's
to make good games. That's it.
And that's exactly what I said. Like, make a game. If you're gonna make Fable, right? Make sure Fable is better. Make sure Fable is bigger and better than 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Just make sure.
Exactly.
Don't make it worse. If you make it worse than them, then it's like what the hell, Xbox. Just make sure whatever games you come out with are great games and like that just people like love whatever. Like just give people great experiences with whatever games God decide to make.
Like, all those development teams that they got, I'm not worried about Xbox making like anything. Like I get where it comes from. Back when Xbox had 3 studios and a ton of second party deals.
Yeah.
But like,
and it was just Halo, Gears, and Forza though every time.
I'm pretty confident. Like what they got over the next 2 to 5 years are going to be like they're going to be on point. Like I trust Playground. I don't care. I trust Playground. If you tell me Playground's making something,
I trust Ninja Theory, man. Ninja Theory, they
Ninja Theory did put out Bleeding Edge.
I don't like Ninja
Nah, I
Theory.
see. I
No,
don't
but
mind.
that's
I don't mind. I don't
yeah,
mind that.
no,
I don't
no.
care about that. With
Yeah,
what
no,
they did
no.
with Hellblade and the tech that they have,
Why did
like,
they use
it
that
do-
tech for Bleeding Edge?
yeah, you
Damn.
can have. That's a different
Well, no,
discussion.
Hellblade wasn't Hellblade.
Look.
Hellblade was
Like that game is like
Hellblade 2.
Hellblade was
That's gonna be
Unreal though,
crazy.
right?
Hellblade-
Wasn't Hellblade Unreal?
Unreal.
Yeah, it was
Unreal
Unreal
Engine?
4.
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
they're on
yeah,
Unreal
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
on the 5.
they on 5 now.
It's over. It's over.
You think you said all right? So I like I can't even say so. Ninja Theory. The only game that they got Hellblade. They got that's the only thing I'm looking forward to from them. Like they got Hellblade 2, Project Mara, and I don't know what else. But like obviously that was the first thing we saw with the Series X unveiling was Hellblade 2. We saw Project Mara, but they're not my most. I'm more anticipated for whatever Playground's doing the initiative just for talent
And
wise.
Obsidian.
Like I said, they kind of done. They already done it. Like you know what I mean. So and it's to the point where it's like okay, we trust you. You know what I mean?
Facts.
We like Obsidian got so much going on between like they still got to release Grounded. They got
All right.
Avowed,
Who's the
Outer
worst?
Worlds
Who's
2.
the worst studio? Who's the worst studio?
Who's the worst studio? I would say
Rare.
Undead Labs.
Rare.
No,
No, Rare.
Stop
Rare.
it. Stop it. Cut it out. Cut it
Rare.
out. Like, cut it out.
No, I can't say Rare. Why is it?
It has
why
to
are
be
you saying-
Rare.
Why is it because of
Not
CFDs or
Rare.
Everwild? What makes them worse?
Everwild.
Iron Galaxy.
Easily. They have no
They
idea what they're
silly.
doing with that game.
All
Like,
right,
I
have
don't
no
think any
clue.
of them are worse, but I get where you're going. Like
Rare is the most disappointing because of what they used to do in
Mojang's
terms of
not
output.
bad.
If you
Yeah,
if
you
you
know
look
what?
at
That-
where Rare
I-
used to be,
I apologize to Undead Labs. No, I gave them the they're
Yeah,
not the worst.
that's
It is
crazy,
freaking Mojang. Because I don't know
It
what
is
Mojang
not-
does.
Whoa.
They don't. No.
Stop it. Cut
Mojang
it
has
out.
only made really one game, Minecraft, and that was years
Of
ago.
course.
All these other subpar games that comes out
Minecraft
under
is a
Minecraft.
cultural. It's a cultural hit though.
Yeah, like why would
Yeah,
they
like you
stop?
tripping, bro.
Why would
Yo,
they
that's
stop?
the biggest. That's the
They
biggest
can't-
franchise
They
Microsoft
can't
has.
make anything else, and the
How
thing
would
is,
how do you know? Like they're
All right,
choosing
did-
to make that game. They're choosing to continue
Nah,
to
you-
feed
you're
that
playing-
thing.
Weren't you playing Dungeons?
I
Nah,
guarantee.
there's too
You
much
play
money in
Dungeons.
there for them.
No,
to-
I'm
Yeah,
not
one
saying
mic,
I'm not
one
saying
mic, one
Minecraft
mic.
is a bad game, but I'm saying Mojang as a studio, as a talent, no, they're not fucking with anybody else under the Xbox Game Studios.
Nah, yo,
they're
like
not-
I feel like I feel
This is
like
this is what it's like. That's
I
like saying
agree
the
with
people
that.
that made Roblox is like the one of the
All
best
right,
developers.
all
No,
right,
they ain't.
all
They
right.
caught
See what
lightning in the
Roblox
bottle,
is doing, though.
and that's it. They got rich over this one thing. They're not capable of making anything good after this. They're not.
how do we
All
know?
right.
Because
Hold on, I got something
every
for-
game
hold
they
on, I
made in
got
the
something
Minecraft
for you on
universe
that.
has not been made by Mojang.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
not. Let's
you
not.
right.
Let's not tear ourselves apart here. We all like Xbox. Let's not have this debate anymore.
No, hold on.
All right.
I got one for that though, because 343
God
only
damn.
made Halo. So what about them?
They make
Like,
they,
it's like-
They were
what about
made the
the-
big Halo.
what-
though.
what do you mean
Bro,
they only
whoa,
made
whoa.
Halo? All right,
He's
all
trying
right,
to-
bro. All right, bro.
Okay,
All right, bro.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
okay. How
Okay,
many
okay.
Halos have
Coalition
they
only
made?
made Gears.
They made okay.
3 Halos.
Think about it. They have Halo 4, Halo 5.
Well, when
and Halo 5,
Hamilton
Halo
comes
3.
out, it'll be 3.
Now, none of these games are actually bad games at all. None of them are bad. There's no
All
bad.
right.
There's no. none of
Oh,
them
Halo
are-
5's campaign.
when you're
was
looking at a
trash.
game as a whole,
Yeah,
none
like,
of their games that they made
I was-
as a developer is bad. They don't have zero
Yeah,
bad
but they're
games
not
under their
better than
portfolio.
the predecessors, dog. Like that's
Don't care.
Yeah.
Same with the Coalition. They're masters at Unreal Engine. They do Unreal better than Epic Games, right? So no, Coalition, no, they're not the worst. 343 isn't the worst because if you were judging them based on just Halo, all their game they have not a game lower than the 84.
That's not my point though. My point was you judging Mojang on the fact
Like, they're
that
trying to
they
call
only.
it a one-trick pony, but they're not.
That's
though.
the-
Yeah,
Like,
Yes,
that's
they're
the
only
point that I
trick
was
pony.
making.
but hold up. If we're going to apply that one-trick pony label
That's
to
all I'm
Mojang,
saying.
we
Thank
gonna
you.
do it to 343. We gonna
343
do
got more than one game.
No, but hold
Yeah,
up.
God
More
damn.
than one game.
Yo, you just play Minecraft Dungeons though.
Hold up.
No, they didn't make that.
No, that was
They didn't make that game.
Hold up.
Oh, you got him, Jay.
We're applying it like that just because they've only made one game set in that same universe. They haven't deviated, and when they did deviate, like it was very slight. Like you said, Mojang didn't make the dungeons. The Coalition didn't make the war zone.
But they made irritations, successors to the game and the franchise, and made those better. There's no Minecraft 2. There won't be. Mojang can't even do a fucking Xbox Series X version of Minecraft. They still couldn't do a 1X version of Minecraft. What if that super duper 4K?
Wasn't there supposed to be a ray tracing?
You got me there. You got me there. You got me there. You got me there.
They missed out on their 1X.
There's no 1X.
They never did
it.
There's
no 1X.
Their ray tracing one, they never did it. The game is not even optimized for Series X yet. What are these dudes doing?
But let me tell you this: it's optimized. It's optimized for PC though. I got ray tracing.
It was optimized for PC 5 years. The game, like Minecraft. All right. Minecraft. I'm not arguing how the success of Minecraft and how much money it makes. I know it's Xbox's or Microsoft's biggest IP in terms. It's even bigger than Halo in terms of generated income.
They have a whole ass convention on that.
As far as a studio, so the IP, I know what Minecraft. I know what the IP Minecraft represents. I know what it means. I know how much it's worth. The studio that made the game over 10 years ago. No, they suck. They don't. They don't. What have they done?
Is there a Halo con? No, there's a Minecraft con. There we go.
Minecon, dude.
Have you
guys ever watched any of that? That shit is cringy as hell.
That shit's fucking.
No, they do have.
Do yourself a favor and watch like Minecon.
No, but it's not as big as Minecraft.
I mean, it ain't as big as Minecraft.
All right, no, but all right, you definitely make a great argument with Mojang. So Mojang and Rare.
No,
one A, 1B.
Nope.
In terms of worst Microsoft talent.
When everybody accused Xbox for not taking the risk, Rare took a risk and they put out Sea of Thieves. Everybody shitted on it, and 4 years later, it's still living, still thriving. The game's better than it ever been. It had
to revive itself.
It never revived itself. It was always been a blank canvas game.
It was the same situation with what you call it, No Man's Sky.
No.
Blank slate, no content, but they put content into the game, and it's way better now.
Don't compare it to No Man's Sky.
Why can't Everwild have the same?
Most refunded on Steam, dog.
Everwild is having a trouble development.
We've
seen the game in 2019.
Yeah, but
2020. They had a.
Nah, don't do that.
No. Because if you look at what Rare used to do back in the day versus now, it pales in comparison. The games they used to do.
Well, because they're not making Donkey Kong and 007 no more. Like
okay.
I don't know. Like the impact of Sea of Thieves is
they don't even. How do you as a developer don't even know what the game is going to be about from a gameplay standpoint? What? Like you have a concept.
Hold up.
You're dangling a fucking concept in front of us, and then you said, "Oh, we don't even know what the game's gonna be about." During the Xbox Game Showcase in 2020, and now they have to reboot the whole fucking development.
They
shit.
They didn't even have a concept. So hold up. So they didn't even have a concept. So many companies go through this. Like you gotta think about it. So many companies go through this,
but not publicly. Not publicly.
Yeah, I'm hip. I'm just saying. Behind closed doors, so many companies go through this. So many artists go through this where they don't have like a precise pinpoint idea of what they're going for. They thought that they were going to capitalize off of the success of Sea of Thieves with another make your own fun adventure, and then they saw that shit wasn't going to kick it, bro. Like so. I mean, I feel that Rare is really good.
Was Everwild like a create your own adventure? I did not get that vibe from that game at all.
That's what I'm saying.
She said that.
I'll tell you this. They had They had the same idea with Sea of Thieves. It was a blank hit. They didn't know what they wanted to do with it, and there was no reports. And the game
so make your own fun game with your friends.
It worked with Sea of Thieves because it's like, all right, you're pirates. You have it. All you have to do now is add freaking stuff for us to do. That's it. Like, and they did it, and they've been doing it for years. Now, I'm not saying I expect Everwild to be. With Everwild, I was like, I don't know if that concept works. A blank canvas game for a game like that. It looks like, hey, you kind of have this idea. You probably want to point us in a direction where to go with this. This is not a game I think you could turn to a blank. But I don't think that makes them the worst because let's look.
It doesn't.
Rare has done things like Remember, Rare did do cameo elements of power. Remember, for the 360 launch, them niggas came with 2 launch titles, Perfect Dark Zero and cameo elements of power. After that, they carried the Kinect with all their games there. So
that was a 360 dog.
So what? They still
what have they done since 360?
They did Sea of Thieves. They did Sea of Thieves, and they did Kinect Sports Rivals for their next one generation. I'm dead serious.
Why are we throwing Kinect Sports Rivals out there like a game of the year?
Hold on,
I can't believe that.
Let me get one thing clear, man. We capping for a studio that's making a fucking ballerina simulator like that shit.
We're not capping. I'm just saying.
Bro.
Rare. If
they was dancing around trees
the question
on their
was,
tippy toes.
The question
what are we doing here?
Yeah, they were doing weird ass rituals. But the question was, who's the worst studio on Xbox Game Studio? It's not Rare. It's the one that doesn't produce. It's Mojang.
I mean,
they haven't been producing.
Hold up.
We need
Mojang doesn't produce.
Okay,
that's a lie.
No, we gonna let this go.
What was
We're
the
gonna let this go.
We
need to move on. Let's move on.
All right.
Let's agree to disagree.
Donataku says for $5, Mojang is a good studio, but they're not a good Xbox studio.
What does that even mean? Like, what is a good Xbox studio?
There's another super chat. Donataku says Rare literally used to copy other games and try to do them better. Now they're trying to create new experiences never done before. Rare is better. Thank you. Because remember, they did 007, right? And they was like, well, we don't own that, so let's make Perfect Dark. So they made Perfect Dark, which was damn near 007. And then they had
who's doing Perfect Dark now?
The Initiative.
All right. So Rare isn't doing Perfect Dark. No, because Microsoft didn't believe in them doing Perfect Dark. Matt Booty was like, "Fuck out of here."
Stop it, come on. That's not true, bro. Because Rare did Donkey Kong, like Rare did Banjo. Like that's not like Rare were leaders in platformers at one point.
But they're not the same.
They were even better than
as they were.
No, that's not true. That's not true anymore.
So
that's
platformers are as popular as they were back in the 90s.
Well, in the 90s, that's what mostly you had. So of course there was like way more like that was the majority of the games at the time.
So then why am I incorrect in saying platformers aren't as alive as they were back then?
No, but because what I take it as is like, oh, like they won't be able to do a platformer and be successful in this day and age. That's not true.
Be able to do it.
The mascots are back, bro. Like. Mascots are back live and breathing. Like, you know, people got excited when Crash came back, when, you know, Ratchet's coming back, Mario's coming back and stuff like that. And people been asking for Banjo-Kazooie.
Mario's been here. Mario's
never left.
Yeah, they never left. They never left at all.
Right, but it stays alive because Nintendo is the best in that class. So, you know what I mean? Like what I was trying to say.
Like, people got to quit denying this nostalgia shit. They really quit, because even I have it. Some of my favorite animes are all from the 80s and like 90s and shit. Nostalgia is a big thing. So
yeah, but like, I agree. But nostalgia can only take you so far if the game is not good.
No,
you know what I mean. Like, so you can get in the game. Like for example, you can sit here and say a lot of people bought Mario Odyssey for nostalgia. Sure, you can say that because it's Mario. But when you play Mario Odyssey, it's a really good game. It's not like it's just an average game. It's like it's doing things other 3D platformers aren't doing. You know what I mean? So
it's like about it being average though. It's this Mario. It's just like
that's Mario, but like you can't apply the same concept to other franchises, because if they say, hey, we're gonna bring back a really old franchise, look at Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces came out and fucking it wasn't good.
Like
it wasn't great.
The cultural impact and nostalgia impact of Mario is so ingrained in gaming that anything that he puts out, anything that Nintendo puts out with his name on it, it's gonna sell, and it can be mid. Like we've seen plenty of Mario games, like the ones
that all shit don't sell good,
that are just tied to like
3D World and
they come out in there.
3D World that was like one of the lowest. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, like it will still sell, right? But the thing is, it's like they still sell, but they're still good games. Like they're like they're
Nobody
like,
else
Mario.
gets that treatment. Like I've seen folks who I've seen reviews of a
You
certain
mean like
Mario.
Mario
I forgot
Tennis?
which one it was. I don't know shit if it was tennis or golf or like Mario Party.
Man, it's
Somebody
garbage.
said that they jump was mid in the review and they still gave
All
a
of
good
them.
review.
Everyone
So-
you just named, they said was
Mario
mid
Tennis,
and
Mario
garbage.
Golf is like Mario Golf. Which one?
Like I forgot which
All three of them was
like
mid as
reviewer
far
it
as I
was, but
All right.
Hey, all I
Party,
know is nobody wants
golf,
that smoking
and
Mario
tennis.
Kart 8 though. Who wants smoking Mario Kart 8?
No one.
I
But
mean-
let's, so Call of Duty Vanguard has
Damn,
been
8
teased.
and 9 at like what the? Oh yeah, we in 20 going on 22 and we can't get a 9. Like what
So-
the hell?
you're gonna get
You know the
because
8 was
Mario
on
Kart
fucking
8 is still
Wii
one of the top selling games on Switch.
All right, so
It's just-
Yeah,
Release
and
a
on the
Wii U
Wii U
game.
though.
all right,
That's a Wii U game,
let's
bro.
move on.
Like,
It
to-
is,
let's
but
move
it's still a
on
top
from
sell, man.
Nintendo.
People be buying.
Let's move on. To
Yeah,
Nintendo.
we
All
go
right, all right. So are we going to what? Are we talking about Outriders next or
Not yet. Last.
Oh, yeah,
But we're talking about. It's one that asks about Call of Duty Vanguard. It's getting its reveal tomorrow, right?
no,
Yeah,
it
the
is.
the 19th?
Tomorrow. It's the 19th.
Yeah, in a Warzone event.
Oh.
Oh. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're already like they've already teased it in Warzone a little bit with the game ending screens.
Okay.
So apparently,
I don't know if you
is
saw
this
that, but-
what we're waiting for before we get the Halo date? When is this game coming out? I'm surprised it's still coming out.
They about to tell us like that.
I'd say
Call of Duty?
November.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna ship.
Late
They have to
October,
ship.
early November.
Yeah, Call of Duty has to ship every November, no matter what. The game can be half fucking big. They have to ship the game.
You see how many studios are working on this game? They got
Like,
Treyarch
yeah.
and Sledgehammer working on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same thing happened.
Oh,
the same
for
thing
real?
happened
This
with
about
Black
to be
Ops Cold
garbage.
War. Black Ops Cold War
And
had Treyarch,
Beanox,
Beanox, Raven. Yeah,
Dude, it's like they got
everybody.
everybody all. They got
Pandemic.
all hands on deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys
Pandemic
an
killer.
interview with a former COD dev. Like he said the same thing about Call of Duty on Black Ops Cold War. He's now a dev on Santa Monica Studios working on the new God of War. He said that all hands was on deck for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. There was Treyarch, there was
Cold War
Infinity
lit,
War,
though.
Sludge. Everyone was all hands on deck because midway through development they scrapped the original idea for the game and had to have Treyarch come back and salvage the entire game. But about Vanguard's gonna ship in November no matter what.
Man.
Activision
believe
wants that
that
game to
shit.
come out to me sales. You don't believe what?
And to get them
Oh.
stock prices back up since they've been plummeting.
The way
Yeah.
you said that sounded like it sounded like an opinion piece. I ain't even gonna lie.
It wasn't
to
an
you.
opinion piece.
You
This
said
is an
Treyarch
actual
came back
podcast.
and saved the day. Hey,
No,
like,
they salvaged the game. I didn't
What
say
the
save
fuck?
the day. Because the original idea for
Nah,
the
but
game
go
was
ahead,
supposed to have Sledgehammer release their game
I mean,
last year.
pretty much that's what you saying. They salvaged it and recreated it and made it better, right?
I mean, the
Yeah,
game
but
was
then
probably
they still
I mean,
have all
guys,
hands
the-
on deck for that.
Define better though.
Okay, bro. All right.
Or-
like
Okay.
if they focus on
Alright.
if they're focusing
Definitely wasn't their
so
high
much
point.
of their effort on warfare, and then they're trying
that
to make
sound
another
crazy.
single player campaign with a fucking. It was probably in the shitter, dog, and they had to get somebody in there to save.
I don't
it.
care what
They
anybody
saying
said.
that
Cold
all
War
hands
was
on
actually a
deck.
good game.
Cold War
Wait,
wasn't
so what-
bad, but Cold War launch wasn't
No,
great
Cold War
because
was
if you look
lit.
at the multiplayer at launch, the multiplayer didn't have as many maps as it did, and then you had to add on weapons towards like season pass model and stuff like that. And the
But
campaign
they
isn't
also
long
had
at
the
all.
balance in that
Campaign
too.
was dope though.
Applying it to warfare. They had
No,
the-
in regards to the game development, Cold War and this game Call of Duty Vanguard, there's lots of reports about both those games having a pretty troubled development cycle because the Activision shipped around a lot of studios to get them to help on board. Because if you look at the amount of resources at one individual studio, they still need those support studios to come in, like Beanox, Raven Software. They even had talent from Infinity Ward come through to help save the game. Like it's
Are they-
insane.
Working from home? Are they working from home?
No,
Some of them are.
All
Some
that
of them
booty
are.
They be, all
I
that
think-
booty they be grabbing to Activision. They
Okay.
all working in the studio, bro.
I just want to know, bro. Like, we're not even taking everything into consideration. Everything getting pushed back. Like, I don't think all this stuff is like. I think it's all COVID, bro. Like, a lot of people had to work from home.
Not everything is
We've been
COVID,
doing it
though.
for a minute now.
like Nick,
No,
you know
not everything, but a lot of these Call of Duty developers and all that, it's like over like fucking 200 people working on this game, bro.
More
Like,
than that.
and they
No, see,
different
like it's more than
subsets.
that. But Nick,
Yeah,
but
more
you
than
know
that.
when
I'm
we
just saying. I'm just throwing a low number down there.
yeah,
But like
you
these
know when we
people ain't in the
speak here,
studio no more. Like we gotta
like we
stop.
not
Like
saying that it's like
these is clicks and views right here to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't
Alright.
think it's clicks and views. Like a lot of companies have
I think
like
it's all
issues,
COVID.
though. Like I mean,
Speaking of clicks and views, right? And we can finally get to this topic, right? Because
Yeah, about to get heated up in here.
all right, a
I don't even know what's
developer
going on.
from People Can Fly came out and said they were not paid royalties, and because they were not paid, and this is me just summarizing, and Dope Boy's gonna correct me, and because they were not paid royalties, he assumes the game did not meet sales expectations, and
He assumed.
he
I
doesn't know how much
have
the
the
game
direct
sells.
quote right here.
He doesn't
Can I
know
give
how
you the
much the
direct
game
quote?
sells.
So read,
but-
just read the direct quote.
Read the direct-
Exactly
All
what
right,
he said.
so the People Can Fly executive, right? He said that we don't have any sales figures for Outriders. We estimate it was at between 2 and 3 million units, and assumed that this was a result that would ensure profitability for the project in the first quarter of sales. The lack of payment by the publisher probably means that, according to Square Enix, this is not the case. He says that this also suggests a lack of profitability can be caused by the publisher, including distribution partners, when the game was launched as a Game Pass, for example, or that Square Enix spent more than expected on releasing the game. So there's a dispute between the developer and the publisher.
Oh shit, the publisher, right? Yeah, that's what that sound like.
But somewhere, and I say somewhere where 40 seconds after this goes up, everybody blend Game Pass.
Everybody.
So, go ahead, old man.
Of course.
So okay,
Yeah,
my
go
thing is,
ahead.
So baby, you know how it is.
all right. So my thing is, one, I haven't really seen too many people on the Xbox side sitting here blaming Game Pass. It's been the majority of PlayStation, hardcore PlayStation users out here, and I'm pretty sure 100% positive that these were all the same people that when the game launched, they sat there and throw those Metacritics out there and just called this game Game Pass fodder, said it was a trash game, they weren't going to buy it or whatever, and now they're sitting here crying foul on Game Pass, basically blaming the game for not selling well, when a lot of these people were the ones that dogged on the game when it released. Like, how does that make any sense? You want to cry for the devs now, but y'all weren't there to support the devs when the game came out. You sat there, showed Metacritic scores about how it was in like the 70s or whatever, called it a buggy game, called it a messy game.
That's what it was. Though.
Dogged it, and now you're sitting there and saying that Game Pass is the sole reason that these devs didn't get a royalty check. Like, so you can't have it both ways. You can't dog on a game and then sit there and complain about the game not selling well. And I'm also 100% sure that these people always sit there and say that Xbox is the smallest platform out there. They say that there's not, as many users as PlayStation's, PC's, Switch, or whatever. So how is the smallest platform out there, the smallest user base out there, the ones that make or break if a game succeeds or not? I sat there and I saw on Twitter today. I saw someone share. Look at this is how Square Enix does a Final Fantasy VII remake in 3 days or whatever. It sold 3.5 million units. In a game that Square Enix put on Game Pass couldn't sell expectations and make a royalty check.
Are they really compare Final Fantasy VII to Outriders?
I will throw.
Oh my god!
I will throw the tweet. I will throw the tweet in the DM because I replied to it.
That's
I was like,
crazy, bro.
I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So I'm just sitting there like, how are you guys like you guys weren't there? Out of the biggest user base, there's what 100 and some 14 million PlayStation 4s. There's 10 million PlayStation 5s.
Some shit like that.
And there's how many PCs? This was a multi-platform game. So how many PCs are out there? How many Steam users are out there? And you're saying because it was on the smallest platform on Game Pass that the game failed. make it make sense. That's what I'm asking. Make it make sense because the numbers don't add up. If you guys out there with 114 million PlayStation 4 users and 10 million PlayStation 5 users all went out there and bought a copy of Outriders that you now so dearly love. You now love Outriders. You hated Outriders when it came out on Game Pass, but now you love it.
Take them to church, Wolfman.
The irony in this whole entire situation is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You killing them, man. Listen,
dude, I don't get I don't get it. But I'm gonna someone else. I've done said my piece. I'll find a tweet and I'll share it with you here.
Oh, go ahead.
Put that tweet up there, bro.
Who next?
Swaz, put the knife in him.
Swaz, I know you're an adamant customer of Game Pass, and Game Pass been catching a flack for this one. What was your thoughts when people start to run live? And people are still going live. There's still Twitter Spaces right now of people.
Yeah, like this type of thing is this always. Anytime a game does good, Game Pass gets no credit for it. Like shit, if it sells above or some shit like that. No credit, but something goes wrong, you already know who they're gonna go to. And like Wolfman said,
I did post a tweet just real quick. I'm sorry. I did post a tweet in the Twitter chat.
All right.
Yep.
Or not the Twitter chat, the YouTube chat. It's right there.
How you gonna talk about how minuscule like Xbox is, like their impact is like almost non-existent in the gaming community, but then like somehow their small community to you has just completely murdered this game and the company ain't getting paid and all this other shit. Like that literally makes no sense. It makes no sense. But then to also draw comparisons against a historical IP like Final Fantasy VII and be like, yeah, this is what happens when they do this compared when they do this with Game Pass. That's this asinine and idiotic. Like come on. Like everybody knows that Final Fantasy VII is a trusted IP. Established. It changed gaming at some point. It's just like, come on, stop that shit. Like I mean, and then 3 with the reviews. When the reviews came out about Outriders, yeah, some people had like good takes on it. They were enjoying it, okay, personal opinions. But when the reviews came out, the game was buggy. It was broken, like practically. Like people were losing shit. Customers were dissatisfied. Y'all acting like Game Pass just kind of like that process of handling that game's launch trumps the actual launch of the game. It's just like, no, like it doesn't. Like shit. Like actually putting it in Game Pass where people can get their hands on it for kind of free, that helped the goddamn game. And then when they first came out and they stated that it was a success above their expectations, I forgot, was it Square who said that or was it people?
Yeah, they're the one who said
Square
it was like
Enix.
3.8 million, like there was like 3.8 million players active. It was like something like that. So
I have that right here. It says, in addition, we've been pleasantly surprised that the digital sales ratio for the title have been very high, and the number of active users also beat our expectations. We believe that our decision to make Outriders available on Game Pass as soon as the title launched also worked in our favor to build an install base for the game. Outriders reached 3.5 million unique players in launch month because it launched in the Game Pass. But not only that, they had a Q&A session in May. The CEO of Square Enix said, while there are slight issues with bugs and like that on launch, we also believe it's gotten off to a good start as a new IP. In addition, we've been pleasantly surprised at the digital sales ratio and everything like that. So that's what Square Enix said, right? Versus what the developers are saying, it's a completely different story. So we're looking at something like engagement, total population versus sales. And when you're someone who's in business, right? And you have your own representation as developers and you're making a contract with the publisher, you have to make sure that all the stipulations are correct. This isn't the fault of Microsoft whatsoever or Game Pass. That's on the developers having a bad deal based on X amount of units sold, right? We should have royalties after that, right? And they didn't do that. That's on them. That's bad business from them.
And to me, I'm looking at this. Sounds like an issue.
Hold up, man.
Okay.
Look at this. Take Game Pass out. take Game Pass out, right? And it launches. And the game, like, it gets all them reviews, all the Metacritics, all that bullshit that everybody live by. Everybody's saying it is broken. They're avoiding it. They ain't fucking with it. Like, their player count would have been way worse. Like their interaction would have been way worse. Like, nobody would have gave a shit about the game. Right. Like, they would have saw that it was like fucking trash. They weren't gonna pay $60 for that game. And even if they charged $70 for the game, nobody would have touched it. So, like,
I wasn't touching that shit. I played the demo and said, hell no.
Exactly. We all said it. Like, we all played the demo and was like,
I put 50 hours in that bad boy. Yo, all right, I'm gonna read some super chats and then I'm gonna get some opinions from others. Don Otaku had one a little while ago. He said, "You're wrong about Mario. Mario has been going strong for 35 years because they came out and they're always a top 10 of the year, except NSMB series." Max City ENT says this cause MLB launched in Game Pass day one. And they had obviously success in both Game Pass and actual sales, even on Xbox selling.
Even on Xbox, they sold well.
Bay Area says for $5, Old Man woke up and chose violence. Just curb stomp these Game Pass hating clowns out. There's another comment in the chat. It's not a super chat, but I will read it. It's from Acute Perspective. He says, Microsoft Game Pass, $180 yearly for 300 plus titles with day and date. But if a gamer was to buy just 3 games at $65 USD equals $195. So basically, after Game Pass subscribers tries 3 titles, rest of the year play free. It's a profit pretty much. So I get that what he says. Yeah, man, Game Pass was the topic of a conversation. The thing is that people have like rare, like just such short memory, because as of, was it Saturday, Sunday, people were bragging about Hades, 92% of the sales being on PlayStation platforms because only 7% of them bought.
You guys remember UK physical sales?
Are we changing subjects?
No, we're not changing the subject.
I didn't get my thoughts on the Outriders.
No. We're not changing the subject. This is still Outriders. I'm bringing it back to Hades for the simple fact that people literally use that same argument for Game Pass. Oh, Xbox people don't buy games. PlayStation carry Hades 92% sales. This is all because it launched in Game Pass, right? And then turn around to look at a bigger game. Square Enix is it's a Sony. I call Square Enix a Sony partner. They put more games on PlayStation than they'll ever do on Xbox, right? So that's a trusted publisher on PlayStation. So if that's the case, why couldn't PlayStation replicate that 90% on Outriders? Like Old Man Logan said before, 115 plus million PS4 users. This game was on PS4. 10 plus million on PS5. This game is on PS5. This game was also on PC, which there was some controversy because this game was not available for Game Pass for PC. It was only on Game Pass.
It was broken on PC. It was a stuttery mess on PC too.
No, but that's the thing is that everybody who was interested in the game had an opportunity to buy it. This game. The fact that people first looked at Game Pass was like, well, it stopped people from buying it. Oh, like they didn't get their sales up. I'm like, okay, there were still 3 other major platforms you could have purchased the game on at full price day one. And it did well for its first month because it did land on like number 2, number 3 on the charts.
Yeah, it did.
But Chris, my bad.
All right. Are y'all done crying now? Can I go? Y'all done? All right.
Ryan,
no, that's fine.
It wouldn't even matter if it was somebody else crying.
I'm just messing with y'all. I mean, first and foremost, like I've said since the demo, the game is mediocre trash. Like I've always said that the game was garbage. Even if it was on a subscription service, I wouldn't have played it. Or I mean, I probably would have played it, but I wouldn't have played it for long. Just like everybody said, the game had a lot of issues. The game did exactly what I thought it was gonna do. People are gonna hype it up, play for a week, and then people are gonna drop it. Square Enix, I ranted about them a couple times. I've always said they need to get rid of who's ever handling their Western division and publishing and QA or whatever. they need to get that shit together or they just need to cut that because they dropped the ball on the Avengers as well. They dropped the ball on Tomb Raider when they said Tomb Raider was a failure at 7 million sold. So Square does have a history of like kind of like having these. I don't know what and here's the thing. There's a lot of facts we don't know. We don't know what the expectations were. We don't know how much the game has sold. They haven't put out the sales numbers of the game. They've only put out what the game did at launch as far as like how many people were playing, the user, right? Which they said that exceeded their expectations. So to me, it's like, okay, well, if the user exceeded the expectation, then you were probably expecting the game to sell lower than that. And also if you didn't put it on Game Pass, how many people would have bought? I don't think the game, to me, even if it wasn't on Game Pass or whatnot, I think the game still would have flopped. Like I still think the game still would have because like people were saying, the game had a lot of issues. Like I've been saying, now, so I think the blame is definitely or whatever the deal was Square Enix, because we don't know whatever Square Enix and Microsoft negotiated. Square Enix made that deal. The reason why people are going with Game Pass is because that's what the dev said. The dev said he didn't say it directly, but he said we haven't received any royalties. We don't know how much it sold, and he believes what he assumes. He doesn't even know why, right? But he's just assuming that it could be maybe because what they made a deal with Xbox or whatever. We don't know how much the game sold, and we don't know what's in that contract that Square Enix made with People Can Fly, right? As far as like how much the game needs to sold or how much profit the game needs to make before they can actually give them their profits. Because if Square Enix breaches the contract, they can sue them. You know what I mean? But if that's in the contract that it has to sell this X amount or whatever. Now, I'm not gonna sit here. Some of y'all just sit here and be like, "Well, Game Pass had nothing to do with it." Yeah, Game Pass definitely has an effect because it's on Game Pass. Why people are gonna buy it? Like I hear people say that. I hear two conflicting thoughts with Game Pass. Right? Some people say that one, it helps increase the sales, and then when a game is not like when we see a game like do so much sales on PlayStation but barely on Xbox because of winning Game Pass, people say, well, it's because on Game Pass. So it's like, to me, it's like just because an indie game might have been successful with Game Pass and might have earned more money because of Game Pass, what they did with Microsoft, or maybe has sold more, that's not going to work out for every game. And just like with Sean Layden and these other people have been saying, that big AAA games like this isn't really that much sustainable in these type of models. That's what these people have been saying, but we don't know. Like I said, we don't know what the deal is or whatever. So I think Game Pass plays a small role in it in certain games as well. Because if these games, if Outriders came, or not Outriders, but say if I don't know, name a game, I don't know, Resident Evil 8 came on PlayStation Plus day one, I would have just played it on that, and I probably wouldn't have bought it, or I might have bought it, or whoever. But yeah, I think Game Pass plays a small role. But as far as like Outriders, I think the biggest role is because it was just a mediocre game, and it was buggy, it was broken. They also didn't have microtransaction, which was good, but at the same time, if they built the game like cheaper, or if it was free to play and had microtransaction, it probably would have been played by way more people, and way more people would have probably been into it. But at the same time, the devs had a lot of technical issues as well. So the devs are also to blame for not having the game working correctly and producing something that's overall mediocre, in my opinion. Some people actually loved it. I know people who got platinums in the game. They bought the game and supported it day one, but it didn't really impact the industry.
Say his name.
I got one thing about that. I got a question for you
got
on
the
that.
plat.
I got a question for you on that. So, what you're saying is, it's a strong possibility that it's because of Game Pass, right?
No, I didn't say no. Were you listening?
No, I'm asking.
No, he said
Game
Pass had another.
You saying it's not off the table. All right, so it's not off the table, right? You can see why people saying it, bringing up Game Pass.
No, I don't agree with people who say that it's Game Pass is the main reason, and it's Game Pass's fault. I don't necessarily agree with that, only because the game, like the game didn't really like. We don't know the sales on PlayStation. We don't know the sales on PC. It probably sell more on PC than it did on PlayStation. Who knows?
Allegedly.
But we don't really know like the numbers. So the game obviously wasn't. It was a hit at launch with the numbers and the engagement because they went on Game Pass or whatever, and whoever bought it. But then after that, it just completely dropped, and nobody cared for it no more. So the game.
Whose idea? Whose idea was it?
Their royalties were based on their first quarter sales, so that's what it was supposed to be. Like August 16th was supposed to be the cutoff date for when they were supposed to get their royalty check, and then that's what happened. Is Square Enix didn't give them a royalty check, and that was assuming that the game was not profitable or enough to make enough money to give them that royalty check. So.
It might be, Square Enix may be holding it off, or maybe they might be giving them. Who knows? Maybe he said this because he wants them, to tell them what's going on because we had this deal. But if Square Enix comes back with the numbers and be like, "Listen, this was the contract," and you got to understand, like Square Enix paid for publishing, distribution, they the development. Square Enix published the game; they put the money for this game, so they want to make sure that they get their bread first, and then obviously they already paid the devs to make the game, and then whatever. Like I don't know how any of this contract works, so that's between people can fly and Square Enix. None of us had any of the details with that, so this is all just speculation. So nobody can really say who's like. We could kind of point to and kind of see like obviously the obvious of what's really going on, but we still don't know all the details.
That's what happened. They got finessed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and here's the thing. One more thing I also want to say. The whole thing with like Game Pass, right? And if you start making, these games like third-party games or indie games or anything like that come day one on Game Pass or whatever, we got to understand in these type of subscription models and what business, and here's what y'all Xbox dudes need to understand. It's not every deal that Microsoft makes or not every deal that the publisher or the developer makes for Microsoft. Not every deal is going to be a good deal. There's going to be some bad deals here and now and again. You know what I mean? Like,
we know that, dog.
That's not for us to judge. That's between.
That happens with anything. That's not just subscription models, and to kind of like try to place the blame to put it in a person's favor just because they don't fuck with subscription models. Like that's
people gonna do that.
Like that's crazy. Like and another thing is that people hate that people are subscribed to Game Pass but still buy the games. That's weird to me too. I don't understand.
Listen, you there's definitely like you could definitely find, and I said this on Luca's Spaces too. Like, because I said like the same thing over there when I was talking about like Game Pass. If a game comes on Game Pass, it's like there's gonna be people who just be like, I don't have to buy it. That's what and that's great for them. That's great for the consumers. But you will find examples of people who've been like, damn, I didn't know this game existed. And because of Game Pass, I tried it and I loved it so much that I want to own it and I paid for it. You can definitely find examples of that, but for the most part, I think most people they're just gonna play it on Game Pass and just move on and not buy the game. I honestly think
that's definitely that's true.
But that's taking advantage. But that's what Game Pass
and that's totally fine. Like I do that a lot.
I'm not saying anything wrong with that.
Like if I've already played the game and if I've already finished it and if I'm done with it, I'm not gonna go buy it. Like to me that just
that doesn't make sense for games.
Unless if it's something that maybe is continuously updated and active and whatever, and then it leaves the service, I might look into buying it. But if I've already done and played it and I'm over it, why am I going to sit there and then spend another $30, $40, $50, $60 just to say, oh, now I own it, and then I'm not going to go play it?
Yeah. And for the consumer.
I like the game, so I buy them. I bought the Ascent. Did I have to buy it? No. But I loved it so much, I wanted to buy it.
You could have waited till that shit was on its way out.
They gonna say you stupid, yo.
No,
don't get me
wrong. There's two big questions for this whole situation. Is whose idea was it to put in Game Pass? The answer is obvious. It's Square Enix. They were praising that shit.
Of course.
And then the second question is, whose fault is it? Is it Square Enix or people can flop? Okay, because
what Square Enix is?
Wow, damn, people can flop.
To me, it's both. Honestly, to me,
my thing is like both. This sounds like a developer and publisher issue.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, it does not sound like Game Pass. Like, if Square Enix made a deal with Xbox to put that game on there, they're done. They're over with. Like, that was their deal.
It's
That
shady.
was a deal that they made. Now Square Enix funded the game being made from People Can Fly, so they're like, all right, well, we're gonna get this bag from Microsoft, and at least secure that money from it, and then we're gonna get the sales from elsewhere.
Yeah, this is
So
exactly
whatever
what happened.
whatever contract Square had with People Can Fly, that's on them. Like, if it didn't meet them sales and expectations, and like I said, people that are blaming Xbox, which everybody says is the smaller amount of user base, as like the game not selling well, I just find it's like bizarre. And my other thing is, when you look at People Can Fly, I don't think as a studio, as a development studio, that they've proven themselves like fully worthy. They put out Gears Judgment. That game was I don't know how you guys feel about Gears Judgment. It was an okay game. The multiplayer was
better than Outriders. Better than Outriders.
And then
Bulletstorm better than Outriders.
They did Bulletstorm, which the only reason Bulletstorm I feel like sold really well on the 360 was because guess what? It came with a Gears 3 beta. So I mean, they kind of did the whole crackdown with Halo 3 thing with Bulletstorm. They're like, hey, buy this edition of Bulletstorm and get the Gears 3 beta.
That's a good game.
Gears of War. That's when Gears of War was like popping. Like that was when they were huge. And then now you have their third entry, Outriders, and so they still like don't have like this track record of making solid, great games. And Outriders, like when I played it, it felt like I was just playing Gears of War with superpowers.
Yeah,
like that's just kind of what it felt like. Is that they took Gears of War,
but more
reskinned it, and put powers into it.
What I saw was, I feel like Square Enix pretty much recouped their losses. They knew how much they had a projection on what Outriders was going to sell.
Yeah, they knew it was going to flop.
They're like, you know what?
They knew it,
and that's why it came to Game Pass so last minute. They was like, hold on,
because they seen the numbers. Because these companies, they hire people to predict exactly what they're gonna. So like they get their points like that. Like
I bet you Phil Spencer's seen them pre-order numbers too. You've seen their pre-order numbers. Cause look, I'm
and he gave him the low deal.
Microsoft,
He gave him the deal for the low.
The worst thing is, like, I had Outriders pre-ordered and I was gonna buy it. But then the second that they was like, "Hey, this is coming to Game Pass," I canceled it. Why am I gonna sit there and spend $60? Like, why am I gonna spend $60 on the game?
Yeah,
when I can just play it in the service that I'm already going to, that I'm already paying for. It's going to be there.
September.
Same thing happened for Back 4 Blood.
February or March,
I had Back 4 Blood pre-ordered. Then it went from its June to October release date, and it just automatically canceled everybody's pre-orders when they shifted it from June to October. And then now it's on Game. Now
April
Back 4
1st.
Blood
It came out April 1st. My bad.
Outriders came out in April, right? I told you Game Pass saved that game. I told everyone before even the CEO came out that Game Pass saved the game.
I was on that too, Jay. I was on that. I was on that Outriders.
I fucking told everyone the game was garbage. No one was gonna buy that shit, and I bet you Phil Spencer seeing them pre-order numbers is like, yo, we could put that shit in Game Pass for the low. And Square Enix is like, all right. They run their hands like Birdman was like, all right, we're gonna throw that shit in there. I told you guys that shit saved the fucking game because no one was gonna buy that shit.
And now
everybody, the developers suffered in the end.
Yeah, because they didn't get none of that Game Pass money.
Because you made a bad game.
Yeah.
And that's on you. People can flop. Fuck your game.
Wow. Fucking Jay here with People Can Flop, dude. God damn, man.
I told everyone.
What about the support?
Go back to the old podcast.
Here's the funny thing, right? Here's the funny thing. When it comes to games that come out, right, and let's say they're not on Game Pass and they're broken, they're bad. People sit there, send death threats to the developers. They talk their shit. Let them put like a certain type of character in the game or something like that. Let them make somebody die in the game. They talk their shit. Let a game put a game out on Game Pass and the game doesn't sell well. Support the dev, buy the game. But fuck out of here, dog. But let's have that same energy all around. Everybody expects every game to release to be successful. Not every game that releases is going to be successful. I'm sorry.
Why do I feel like everybody's wanting everybody to buy every single game? Sitting there saying support the devs. Like
No,
I don't,
no,
I,
no,
like
no,
I
no,
always
no.
just feel like every time someone literally sits there says support the devs, support the devs, support the devs, support the devs. Like I'm looking at my bank account and I'm like, yeah, I would love to buy every single game out there, but
No, I wouldn't.
I can't. And not
No,
only
I
that, but
wouldn't.
I'm not going to sit there and buy games that I know I'm not going to play,
Even if I had
or
the
just
cash
be
to-
sitting on my system on my hard drive taking up space
Even
forever
if
when
I
I
had
could
the
just.
cash to buy every game, I wouldn't do it. The thing is that
It's just thinking about
motherfuckers.
no time.
Yeah,
Not even that.
Yeah.
Not even that. Not every game is worth your time personally for what you preference. Two, motherfuckers is mad because they gotta spend the 60, they gotta spend the 70. When we decide to use Game Pass and we get to experience these games, we could back out of the commitment. We could be like, hey yo, this game is fucked up, like it's broken shit. I'm not about to spend that. Them motherfuckers gotta spend it, and then they gotta sit there and be like, damn shit, I'm playing a buggy game.
If it was in
$60-70 out of
PS
my
Plus,
pocket.
the energy would be different.
Hey, Square Enix did the same thing for Marvel's Avengers. The game flopped. They put it in PS Plus to recoup it. It didn't help. Right?
Nothing safe.
They wish they put that shit in Game Pass. They
Not
They put
even-
it in now. They put it in PS now, not Plus.
PS now.
PS now, my bad.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Which is worse. Which is worse.
Not even fucking Wakanda can save that game, bro.
And not even
still not
Wakanda.
fucking with the game. So, what does it tell you? What does it
You
tell
know,
you?
it's funny. You got people really capping for Outriders. Like the game is the shit. Like
Yeah.
Son, they is.
The Outrider, I like Outriders.
All
I
these-
mean,
That's what I'm saying. All these people
now,
that are
Smooth.
sitting
I
there-
know. You played the game. You played the game. So you genuinely enjoyed the game. You had
Yeah.
a great experience with the game. I didn't like the game, but there's so many people come out the woodwork that never even like got through the game. That's capping for this shit now. Like, whoa, where you coming from? Nah, fuck that shit. Don't tell me support the devs and you ain't support the devs. You ain't even buy the game.
Yo, that's how I be feeling when people
Then-
be crying about like.
But then they talk about the
I
Ghost of Tsushima DLC. I spent $70 on the fucking game last year, and now all I want is the PS4 enhancements for free. I'll pay for the DLC. I just want the PS5 enhancements for free. Oh, support the devs. All right, but now you bitching about Outriders, and you ain't even buy Outriders.
You know, that Ghost of Tsushima worth it though. You gotta support them.
Oh, I'm gonna buy it.
But I mean, but the thing about Ghost of Tsushima is like we're just talking about. We want the PlayStation 5 version of the game. When we bought the PlayStation 5, we bought the PlayStation 5. It's supposed to do all these bells and whistles, but now all the studios are attacking a $10 fee to unlock the stuff.
It's not even a $10 fee. It's $30. You gotta,
that's what I'm saying. Like they're not even giving you the option to say, hey, if you just want to play the base PlayStation 4 version of the game on PlayStation 5, it's $10. Like,
yeah, you can. Absolutely. You can. You
base PS4 version. You gotta. If
yeah,
you
you
want the
can.
base PS5 version.
Yeah, with the DLC.
You have to buy it with the DLC.
It's $30. But
No,
like,
You can't get the PS5 upgrade.
But listen, you can. Okay, if you have a PS5, you have the PS4 version, right? All you have to do, like, you don't have to upgrade to the PS5 version. You could just spend the 20, but you'll only be playing the PS4 version.
That's what
which
I'm
is
saying.
Already,
You can't.
is already.
He wants
There's
the
no
PS5
way to
version
like
without
Death
the DLC.
Stranding. Death Stranding has a path from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 is $10 for the upgrade. Where Ghost of Tsushima, there's not if I just wanted to play the PlayStation 5 version of the game, not the DLC, just the PS4 version upgraded. There is no just $10 fee. It's you have to buy the DLC to get the.
Oh yeah. I see.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would like I'm not even against like paying the $10 for the upgrade. Although I think it's kind of dumb because I spent $500 on the system to get those upgrades. Like that's why I bought the PlayStation 5. But I would like have.
But it's like the. Yeah, but it's like they're not the only ones. Like nah, you can't. They're not the only ones that are doing that because you had to buy a whole new version of Control.
Yeah.
Okay, and Remedy got paid for that. Remedy got paid for that.
Yeah, but the thing is with the Ghost situation. Let me finish.
Got a whole new version of Control, and that wasn't a free upgrade.
I spent $70 for the deluxe edition in person, right? Okay, I got the PS4 version. Now I have to spend the extra $30 on PS5 to get the DLC and PS5 upgrade. For people who never played the game, they can spend $70 on the
Yeah,
physical
get it
copy
all.
or the digital copy and get it all. So now I gotta spend more money in the game just to play the game with PS5? That's $100.
No, you don't. You don't buy it then. You don't gotta buy it.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so you
I'm-
still
The principle is fucked up. I'm spending
Yeah,
more
like,
money
that-
on the
that's the
game
point of
than
it,
someone
but-
else that never played the game. I supported
Listen,
the devs. I've
like
been
what I
playing
said
Sucker
last
Punch
week.
games since
Like
damn
what
near
I
was
said
here
last
from day
week.
one,
Like
man.
what I
Come
said
on.
last
That's
week.
a
Day
cop
one.
out.
Not
That's
every
a
upgrade is the
cop-out,
same.
though. Like anytime you say that, that's a cop out. It's like other people will do
What you
that
talking
same
about?
amount of work, or they'll do even more, and they'll just give it to you.
Okay,
You feel me?
then
You feel me? Hold
then
up,
show me the
hold up,
comparisons.
hold up.
Show me the comparisons, because
Final
I've
Fantasy
looked.
7 remake.
I've looked.
Final Fantasy 7 remake.
That's
Yep.
Blunt
Yep.
is already
I put my
Final Fantasy
PS4
VII remake, full
Yeah.
PS5
Final Fantasy
upgrade
7
free.
remake. I got PS5
Yeah, that was
update
a
for
good
free.
one. That was a good one.
Alright.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Nick, we can hear you mute.
Oh
my
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, like what was
Go ahead, Wolfman.
Oh.
No, the same thing you said about
Oh,
because
yeah.
I remember when Control did that. I had to beat
You had
with
to buy a
it,
whole new
and
version.
I still didn't
of
buy
that
it.
shit.
As much as I wanted to, I still
No upgrade
didn't buy
pad.
it. And there was
Because
no
you got
upgrade
the
pad.
because you got the PS5 version, Smooth, because it came on PS Plus.
Yeah, but
you took advantage of the
but I
subscription.
played the thing is that I played my original playthrough came on the Xbox, right? And all my achievements on the I downloaded the PS Plus version I played, but it's like now I gotta start the
'cause
game
I don't
from the
have it
beginning.
on.
It's not like, Nick mute.
Nick,
Man.
How can I meet him?
I'm just saying this.
No, but hold up. The thing about Control, when I got it, it was actually on sale and it came with all the DLC and expansions. So that's the only reason I bought it. I wouldn't have bought that shit if it was just the base game and fucking upgraded, because that's a waste of fucking money and that's bullshit.
But that's how they're doing it with the Ghost of Tsushima though. It's like
No, because you're getting all DLC. What are you talking about?
No, he said he bought it because it came
That's
with
what
the
I
DLC and
said.
the upgrades. I was like, but
for
Ghost of Tsushima is
Control,
doing the same thing.
that's why I bought it.
Oh,
That's
okay,
how
yeah.
I
Ghost
got
of
it, and it
Tsushima,
was
yeah.
on
Ghost
sale.
of Tsushima is bringing a DLC and an upgrade as well. It's bringing a new ship.
So I mean, and so I would be in the same position
So I mean,
with Ghost
that's
as
the
I
only
was with Control.
justification, I guess. If
I'm-
you got
I have to-
Here's the thing. Y'all can wait. Ghost of Tsushima a few months ago, I was on the PlayStation store or whatever. They were selling the physical version for like $10. Like this is saying you never have to buy the launch
away.
prices of these shits. Yeah, exactly. You can
Yeah,
wait.
you don't.
You
Nah,
can
I'm
you
gonna
can
wait
get
till
the
they put it in
shit.
PS Plus. I refuse to
Or
buy
or
the
you
game
can
I
do
already have.
okay, and that's it, and just move on. That's
what?
all I'm saying.
The
Move on.
PS4 version of Ghost is not even on the PlayStation Store. It's just the director's cut.
Yeah, they
That's
delisted
it.
Yeah, because it
They
was the same.
delisted the shit.
So they
because-
should
Oh my
they
God.
should voluntarily
hold on. It
relist
was
your
the same
version
price
to the
tag.
PS5 version.
It's-
That's crazy.
It's the same price. It's the same price.
Yeah,
what are you
but
talking about?
that's
the
fine.
base
No,
PS4
it's-
version
Why?
was
Think about it.
$60 on the PS10.
They eliminated people from buying the the old version, which is fine, right? But why not give the people that own that game the courtesy of getting the upgrade, since now you can only buy the upgraded version?
If you own the game, you can buy the DLC.
The DLC for $30 and the PS5 update.
But what are you talking about? If you own a hold on, what? If you so you talking about if you own the PS4 version?
Yeah, it should
And
now
so-
turn it into the PS5 version. Still charge,
And
for the
then you
DLC.
just buy the DLC. But now you have to spend $30 because you have to get the PS5 update on top of the DLC. It's crazy.
I don't understand. I really don't understand.
All right,
what you're
whatever.
saying.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna complain no more. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, tell me how it is.
But Smo, you didn't even like it. You didn't even like it in the first place. So of
No,
course
no, no.
you,
I just need an excuse to play it again, and the excuse would be, all right, it's
Nah, but you didn't even like it in the first place. But if it was a game,
No, I'm not
that
buying
you,
it. I
if
have no intentions to buy it. If it
was a game you
upgraded,
love, you wouldn't care.
if it upgraded for free. Yeah,
That's
I'd
not
give it a
true.
try.
That's
Will I
not
finish
true,
it? Probably not. But I would boot it up like, all right, let me see. Let me try to see if I can rock with this.
I blame Jim Ryan.
So
I blame him.
yeah, so pretty much just on the topic of Game Pass, and before we we go bye, is that people, when it comes to games, right? Because this is my theory, for every game that quote unquote flops, there's a game that's successful, and people literally want to ignore every time somebody comes out and say, hey, our game did this. It's crazy because the same week that this shit happened, Rockstar got a boost in sales on GTA as their game was leaving Game Pass. Like, but nobody wanted to give Game Pass credit for that. And MLB The Show had a successful run with launch and obviously still hitting the charts on top of the charts, even on the Xbox charts with Game Pass. For every time somebody comes out and says, oh, Game Pass helped this game, nobody wants to say anything. But the minute a game flops, people are like, you see, I thought Game Pass boosts sales. Game Pass does not boost sales of every game that's in the service. That you gotta understand. So,
yeah, and at times, exactly. And on the flip side, at times it may hurt a game as well. That's a reality too that y'all need to accept as well. That's real.
What game has it hurt?
The reality behind that is that the company, whatever these deals are, and we don't know. So this is all speculation.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that reality also is going to happen.
Kind of like sense though. If these companies are coming to this company or they're offered a deal and they're willing to take it, then they obviously got something out of it. Am I wrong or am I right?
You're right, but at the same time, there's also bad deals in companies that happens at times.
Yeah, bad deals happen. I know.
Oh, no, so exactly. So nobody can sit here and say it's like it's always good. These deals are always good. You know, when it comes.
But the point is that when the deal is good, nobody says anything.
Yeah, a lot of people do say stuff. when it's
Not
good.
like this
Hold on. Y'all just get mad because the fanboys don't acknowledge it. See, that's why I keep saying y'all gotta stop paying attention to the fanboys. Y'all pay way too much attention. We come on here and y'all complain about what they say all the time. You know what I mean? It's
not just the fanboys. It's a whole entire narrative that people will believe out of nowhere.
Like
well,
that's
yeah,
the entire gaming
listen,
community.
that always happens. How many times that's happened to PlayStation so many times this year that there's been a few BS narratives that I feel like were completely BS and people taking it out of control. But people were running with it. The news was running with it and shit like that. It just goes back and forth, man. It's like, so what? Like, you know, there's gonna be shit that comes in the news that seems bad for Xbox, and then next week there's gonna be something in the news that seems bad for PlayStation. Some people are gonna take it to the extreme. Some people are gonna ignore when PlayStation does something right, but then when it seems something negative, they're gonna go overboard with it. It's the same thing with Xbox. So it's like, so what? You know, it's just how this shit always goes. That's why, like, you don't really see me comment a lot too much on Twitter when as far as like those type of people no more. I don't even really like get into those type of arguments anymore because to me it's just like it never ends. It never ends.
Like you haven't seen me throw my Xbox out yet, so I mean, hey, shit, I'm still here.
Shout out to Dan Lazaro. He says for $2, he says, why is this dude defending getting ripped off?
You can only get ripped off if you feel like it's not worth it to you. If I feel like it's worth it to me, how is that me being ripped off? And if I feel like if it's not worth it to me, I cannot buy it, support it. It's on my choice. So you gotta. I don't know what you mean by that. You may feel like you ripped off. If you feel like you ripped off, that's fine. I don't care. Don't buy it. Don't support it. Don't support Sony if you don't like some of the things that they do.
Okay. Just a preview of my next video, which is gonna air tomorrow. Xbox still has about 8+ more games to release this year. So the year is still young. So that's obviously
PlayStation got 8 remasters.
The year is still young for.
There's still some good shit coming out for PlayStation this year. I don't understand when people say that it's gonna. No, because you still got like we used to talk about like exclusive. You still got Deathloop, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still got Kenna as well, which is looking like that's gonna be a pretty good indie banger.
Oh, Kenna's gonna be good, but wasn't PlayStation guys canceling their pre-orders because they got the Game Pass stench on Deathloop?
Who the fuck said that? What are you talking about?
I could get the Carfax.
I don't know what you. Well, go ahead. I don't know.
I'll get the receipts. All right.
I didn't say that, so I don't know what you're talking about.
People
but
in the community that been saying that.
Another thing, like I was saying before, you got expansion of the biggest MMO coming out this holiday season, which is a console exclusive on PlayStation. It's on PC as well. There's a console exclusive on PlayStation, and that shit's gonna be huge. And a lot of people are looking forward to that. So I don't understand this whole you don't got no biggest. You got the expansion of the biggest MMO, which is like it's gonna be like a 40, 50 hour expansion and shit like that. So,
but Chris,
I'm gonna be playing now. I don't know about other people.
It's just like I can't blanket you as all these PlayStation guys. I really can't. So like,
no, because I'm not.
Like, hold up though. But you talking about MMOs and like these smaller titles, when these head honchos in the pony community, like all they talk about is AAA bangers. So right now, there's really nothing dropping for them. So like for you, like you got shit to play. You got unlimited shit to play. For them, they really ain't got much. So they really upset about it that like Xbox is keeping up its momentum. Like they still getting shit confirmed for Gamescom and shit like that. Like this is like I would never blanket all of these guys as you. Chris, you are an individual. You are different. You play a lot of dope and good and original shit. These other guys who cap for Sony like that, like all they play is them AAA bangers.
So I mean, yeah, there's definitely people on the PlayStation side that like cap and they do shit that I don't agree. I don't always agree with them. Shit. I sometimes I think some of them can be a little obsessive with certain things. But I don't really associate myself with a lot of those people. But the people who I do associate myself with, like the Personas, the Jakaris, the Snips, and stuff like that, they play a lot of variety of games as well. A lot of indie games, a lot of RPGs, a lot of things. If you watch What's Up PlayStation, they always do a spotlight where they highlight every game that comes out on PlayStation that week, and there'll be like some of the most obscure indie games and stuff like that. So there's a lot of us on that side too, but it seems like y'all just pay attention and y'all like to focus on the extreme fanboys. It's just like on the flip side,
loud ones, bro. You can't the loud ones.
No, I know, but I could say the same thing about Xbox. There's some extreme Xbox fanboys that say some of the most ridiculous shit all the time as well. It happens on
and shit like that. There are.
Yeah. Well, it's not even. Well, yeah, those are obviously crazy ones. But they're just other people that just say false things. They just use false narratives and false things about PlayStation all the time as well, and they maximize it and. It's just like I said, it's just like a constant back and forth between them two. So it's like a lot of people, like not a lot of some people in the chat, like sometimes I see the comments or whatever, and because like I don't feel the same way how they feel towards PlayStation, they always be like, "Oh, Chris is always capping and shit like that." It's like, nah, some of the shit, man, I legitimately feel like when PlayStation does, like there's things that I believe that are legitimately complaints for like PlayStation that they need to do. For example, they need a better refund policy. I think people need to focus on that. There's a few others, like some of the like the UI needs to be changed and stuff like that. Like there's some legitimate complaints that I think that I feel warranted, but then there's other complaints that I don't feel like the SSD shit. Like I don't feel like that's a warranted complaint at all, because as we see now, even like Linus Tech Tip is saying like, this is an amazing choice because we get all these different choices of SSD sizes and different speeds and shit like that. And I think people are so into making that such a negative and painting just people out there to just be dumb and not being able to figure things out. So yeah,
it
happens on both sides.
Being dumb. Like that SSD shit is for enthusiasts. And Linus Tech, he's an enthusiast. So he's going to figure it out. He's going to get it. Just like with me replacing SSDs in my PS4s. I figured it out. I looked it up and I got it. Mm-hmm. There are people who won't. And you know that. Like,
of course. Here's the thing. Like, but who cares?
Like me and you, we would figure it out. Even though I don't like the whole process, I would figure it out. But there are just extra steps to it that just... It's not convoluted, it's not complex, but it's just like
it's easier than the PS4
for the basic person.
But the basic person is really not gonna pay these prices for SSD. That's what people are not understanding. And even so,
that part too.
But even so who cares? Like if you know what you're getting, if somebody else don't know, that's not gonna affect you when the information is out there for them to know. How does somebody like that buy an entertainment system? They got to figure out how to put it together. They got to get the instruction manuals. They got to get the screws
But
and all.
Chris,
And hold on, but listen.
before
This
the
is the
consoles
but
came out, weren't
no, but
people
hold
talking
on.
about
But
how
listen,
confusing the name was with the Xbox?
yeah, and that was dumb too. Of course, people are gonna figure that shit out. That's not gonna be a hard thing to figure. Obviously, people are figuring it out. It's the fastest selling Xbox. That was a dumb narrative as well too. Like they're both dumb narratives. I'm not saying that, but like people just assuming that all these characters are just dumb. Yes, there's some dumb people, but guess what? It won't be a big deal. They figure it out, or they don't figure it out, and they just move on. Most people are not even gonna buy expansions.
Yeah.
Because like $200 to $220 expansions and shit like that. Majority of people are not even buying it. Of course, it's going to be the people who really care, and the people who really care are always going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So therefore, to me, that's a non-issue.
All right. So let's get ready to close this out. I want to give a shout out to Freddie Fox with the $5 super chat. He says, "How is a game that's put in Game Pass hurt when it's the dev's decision to put it in Game Pass? Shaking my effing head. Microsoft isn't forcing them. Stop hating, bro." I think that was towards for the comment where you said Game Pass hurt some games.
Phil Spencer ain't walking in these offices strapped up. All right, he's not like
Yeah.
so.
You
he's
gonna
not like,
fucking
hey,
put
yo,
this game on my service.
game in.
All right,
You don't put this game on
so,
there.
Also, just a quick update. My the whole the whole Metacritic run. I know people were laughing at me because the Ascent hit. Oddly did like a 64, 65 on Xbox Metascore, but it was like a 76 or something on PC. 12 minutes is sitting at an 80 on Metacritic. Just giving you guys a heads
That's
up.
good.
So,
Still
Yeah,
watching.
I've been seeing about that game.
it's
Still
weird
watching.
because the local people that we know of, like on Twitter and stuff, they're shitting on the game. So I was like, all right, this shit is going to get like a 69, 70, something like that. And then I go, I was like, oh, it's an 80. I'm like, okay.
Wait, how about you pull out the same card they do and say, "Have you played the game?" These people like pulling out their trophies and like, "Have you played the game?" So how about you do the same shit to them? Have you played the Ascent? That's it. That's all you gotta say. They did the same shit with
That's it,
Outriders
bro.
Now shut him
yesterday.
down real quick.
That's
That's
all you
what-
gotta say. Did you play the game?
Yeah,
There's
it's
some
true.
piles in there.
Do it. If
right
it's
now.
any
Yeah.
Xbox exclusive, say, "Did you play the game?" That's it. Shut that shit up.
By the
real
way,
fast.
most people that I know that played the Ascent, almost all of them say they enjoyed the game. Even Sick Humor, who's like a big PlayStation guy, he played this and he said the game is that he loves the game. He said don't listen to Metacritic as well. So it's one of those games you just gotta play for yourself. I mean, some people don't like it. It has issues and shit like that, but
Yeah.
It does, but beyond those issues, it's a really good game, really interesting story. It does the same thing that kind of like Cyberpunk did with a lot of explanation through the things that you read and the people you talk to, listen to conversations and stuff. You get a more flushed out world and like what's happened and being done and everything. Like I love the goddamn game. Downloading 12 minutes right now. Let's go. So
Just a quick thing about 12 minutes, and you just say that IGN put out the review for the game, and it did get an 8 out of 10.
let's go.
I think GameStar gave it a 9.
It has William Dafoe in it, bro. What else
Yeah,
is there?
Windows
to talk
Central
about?
gave it, I think, a
Like,
3.5 out of 5. So that's
But they get who gave it a 9? Was it GameStar that gave it a 9?
I don't know who gave it a 9, but like it's I'm curious. Hopefully, is it 12 minutes? Is the game 12 minutes long? Like
No, it's like a loop, right? It's like
It's a
every
loop.
12 minutes it resets.
yeah,
Yeah.
you learn something every time to
Yeah.
like stop them from getting killed or whatever. So it seems
Yeah,
good.
GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10.
Hey, there
Let's
you
go,
go.
baby.
awesome. All right, guys.
That's
Thank
good
you
to hear.
guys
That's good to hear.
for tuning into the show. We definitely appreciate you guys. The chat was lit today.
Woo!
Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate we had a full team here today as well. Yeah, we're gonna give out some outros. We're gonna start with Logan.
Yo, what's up? If you guys check me out on Twitch, I do a lot of streaming there. So obviously, I'm streaming Assassin's Creed Valhalla right there right now. Probably be booting up 12 minutes tomorrow, and then obviously Psychonauts 2 is on my stream schedule for next week.
Hell yeah.
So it's Ole Man Logan on Twitch. that's it for me. Great podcast, great chat, great panel. Glad to see you guys here, and just ready to get into this heavy gaming season we got from next week into the rest of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what Recompil's about, but
And Dopest J.
Yo, you guys can check me out on YouTube and Twitter. Dopest J. You guys can check out my latest Halo video. Link is in the chat for you guys to check that out. And yeah, it's gonna be playing a couple more games. So that'd be Final Fantasy VII Remake. Great experience. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys are enjoying your games. Don't be out here capping for games you ain't buying. And yeah,
Chris
that's
Righteous.
Yeah, it was a good talk, man. Good discussions. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit the like button, share. And yeah, I'm be on that Ghost of Tsushima DLC. I'm very excited for it. Yeah, very excited to see what they improve upon the game from the base game in that game and shit like that. But other than that, what else is coming next week? There's another game coming out. Oh no!
Nothing from PlayStation.
No, I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna be playing Hades. That's what I'm gonna start Hades. As well, after I beat Ghost of Tsushima DLC, I'm gonna finally get into Hades. So I'm excited for that. And buy Tales of Arise Xbox, guys. You know what I mean? So people can't use that narrative that y'all don't like JRPGs and y'all don't buy JRPG. What some of y'all do, but make it a 40. Don't make it a 90-10 split. Make it a 40-60.
Been squashed.
All right, make it a 40-60. All right, can you do that for me, Smooth? Can you get your Xbox brother
Scarlet
to make the
Nexus
40%?
land at number 3 on the Xbox charts, the same number as PlayStation last month or something like that?
Yeah, but it was like 70-31 or something like that, wasn't it?
Was that UK numbers or just all overall numbers?
I think because a lot of people use the UK percent.
Everybody's the UK one. Yeah. Come on, man. UK physical sales is it.
Yeah. The only demographic people that can use matters. That is Wooly. Wooly's the only one who can use that.
That's all I want to hear that from. If I see somebody from fucking New York or fucking Mississippi use that, I'm gonna lose my mind, bro.
They use the Japan, like they always show, like, oh, look at Xbox in Japan only sold 500 consoles the week, and I was like, bro, of course, like that's not that's to me. It's like, yeah, of course, like the console's really not gonna be doing a whole lot over there. So that's all.
You act like that's bad, but I mean, hey.
I'd honestly say 500 is fucking good for them.
I mean,
that's what I'd say.
Yeah, the PlayStation, it's not really doing too crazy over there neither. I mean, they're selling like 20 or 30,000 a week, but the Switches is completely dominating that region.
That shit, it's a monstrosity. But I feel you though. I understand. Like,
Koi, what's your outro?
Yo, I ain't doing nothing, man. It's about to be heavy work week, so I'm gonna try to get into 12 minutes tomorrow. Hopefully, I get to play it for a little bit. I'm gonna try to get through the Ascent tonight. The Ascent's pissing me off. Shit, I may jump into Scarlet Nexus to be honest, but yeah, just playing these games, man. Buy Tales of Arise. The game is fucking gorgeous. It plays great. The gameplay is fucking amazing. But yeah, all the people who hate that I buy games while they're on Game Pass, I don't give a shit. So that's it.
All right, and NickBanks.
Yeah, remember he was talking to somebody else.
I don't think he's here right now.
Yeah.
Like Nick was talking to somebody. I don't know.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been a great episode. We will see you guys next week. I gotta get another wisdom teeth pulled. Pray for me. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will see you guys next week. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best spot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We out of here. Peace.